Hey guys, what's going on? That music was brought to you by, of course, none other than that Rewind channel. Wait, I wasn't trying to do that, sorry. The Rewind Remix channel. I told you guys about him before. Please go check him out if you can. It's only rare. It's only rare. Fuck. It's only fair that I, give the guy a proper shout out since, he's letting me use his music and whatnot, so. What's up, guys? Good seeing you. Spare Who? What's up, bro? Stormspark, Lonk, codename Aquarius. Damn, you guys got this shit lit already. I haven't even started yet. But anyways, we're going to go to the chat, and we're going to get this thing popping. We're also going to try to get our special guest on tonight. His name is Geekish Gamer. You guys have already know who he is. You guys have talked to him before, in fact. Let me see if I can get that set up right now as I have you guys on, and then we'll try to get him in so that way we're not waiting around, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to have you guys waiting for this fucking thing to start even any longer than you already have to. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and send him the invite. So we're going to do this, instant invite, and I usually have this edited to only one use because I don't want everybody and their brother up in here. All right, copy. I'm going to send this to Geekish right now. And Geekish, here's the link to your inbox, sir. Click the link, let me know when you're here so that we can unmute you and we can get this show popping. But we're going to go ahead and unmute these guys, or unmute myself, and then we're going to start talking. What's up, guys? How's it going? Rambo, Shane, either one of you here?
Oh, you're talking to us now. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
What's going on with the single intro?
Well,
Yeah,
I've been,
true.
I've been.
It's
You
kind
can
of
do
like
your
a group
intro.
effort, you know?
Well, start talking then. Get to it.
Well, it's got that I am. I'm trying to figure out like why you decided to leave us out.
Because I was trying to just do the intro to announce someone coming in. That was all.
We're not special snowflakes, Rambo.
Don't we do that anyway with people? Why we're all in
God damn you, jealous Betsy! Jesus. All
Well, no,
right.
it's like, it'd be like LeBron like telling his teammates to sit on the ground while he decided to play the first quarter.
Doesn't he do that anyway, though?
No. Not
Either way, we have Geekish coming in here tonight, guys. He's been wanting to come back in for a while now. Rambo, you know who Geekish is. You guys might be doing a podcast together, right? If everything works out right?
maybe.
Yeah.
If I keep my channel, yeah.
What do you mean if you keep your channel?
Just
What happened?
Things.
Everything okay?
nothing. Just things. Go ahead.
Okay.
That's right, baby. Vape ASMR.
What is ASMR again?
That's that what ASMR shit. It's like a
like sex for your ears, right?
yeah. Like they have chicks on here that read like fucking fairy tale stories and shit.
Damn, that is. I don't know. That's something else. So, I don't want to bring anything up till the dude gets in here because he's probably got a decent opinion.
Right? Like Jesus, what's wrong? Let me see if he's down there yet. No, he's not down there yet. Geekish, click the link, bro. I sent it to you. You know what was funny though is he was a part of this server. Why did you leave the server if you wanted to be back in here eventually?
Because he's fucking gay.
Gay. That's a great fucking service. Yes, it is a great fucking service.
I bet Shane likes traps. No, thank you, dude. I am the most normal person you'll ever meet when it comes to my sexual interests.
Don't you know
I'm
Shane
not a
is a
furry.
trap? He is a trap.
It's fucking animals don't turn me on. Fursuits don't turn me on. You pansexuals, pots and pans don't do it for me either. So I don't know. I'm fucking normal. Come
Come on, dog. You don't like that T-foul? Jesus.
I'm more of a Rachel Ray collection guy.
Shane.
I'm with you, Shanger. I don't understand the fact I question fuckers that get turned on by fucking animals for sure. Fucking shit's weird.
Like, have you ever thought about, like, what is it about a dog or a cat or a fucking giraffe that turns a
Nothing.
guy on, right? It's fucking stupid.
Nothing. There can possibly be nothing about a fucking animal that can turn somebody on.
Aw, shit. Simo's in town. What's up, Simo? Long time no here, buddy. What's going on? What we're talking about tonight? I don't know. What is there to talk about tonight? I didn't really think this episode through.
I have a good topic, but I want to wait for dipshit to get in here. And I call him that because I had the geek thing in my name first. And I know he didn't know me when he made his channel, but he copied me.
Geekish. I sent it to you, bro. Come on. Let's send it again. Here we go. Like, that's the second time. I mean... Oh, your internet's being super laggy. He said he'll be here. The internet's just being shitty. Okay, bro. Gotta get off that dial-up, bro. What, this is 2017 now? Get off that DSL shit. Jesus.
I know, at least go to like 5 down and 1 up. Come on.
You said check my notifications on what? On Twitter or on Discord? Rambo, you don't sound too good, bro. Everything okay with you? Like,
oh, yeah.
Well,
okay. My mentions. Check my mentions. Okay. I'm checking my mentions. Gosh.
You platinum any new games lately, Rambo? I didn't talk to you.
No.
It was really on Wednesday, so.
No, I'm working on Mad Max now.
Is that any good?
I like it. It's fun.
So it's worth, like, when you find it for like $7, it's definitely worth that.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Oh, the new Twitter UI. What new Twitter UI?
Dude, it's all messed up now.
I see it's rounded on all my pictures, but that's it.
Yeah,
I don't see anything different.
The notifications tab and the home tab and all the fonts different, and they hollowed out the icons to where the bell isn't like filled in, or the home little house icon is just an outline now.
I don't know.
They're stupid little subtle changes.
Oh. That was like the big fuss over Twitter. That was like their big announcement. Look, you guys, we switched everything.
The reply button isn't like a return arrow or whatever. It's like a speech bubble.
Yeah, it's some like little gay circle comic book icon thing. I'm sorry, I am using the term gay and fag a lot. Never mind, I'm not sorry. Whatever.
What the fuck happened to my bell? That's like saying Asian copy each other when they... What? Spare, what the fuck, dude? That's like saying Asians copy each other when they harvest rice. Like, what does that even mean, dude? What the... Get off my rice patty!
So, you guys need to do me a favor. You need to tweet Stormspark a turtle and give him a follow, because Black Lives Matters. He knows what you mean. He knows what that fucking means.
Yo, oh yeah, by the way, Stormspark is like literally the blackest guy I have ever met. He's a pretty cool dude, but he is so damn crispy.
When he smiles, it's like Vegeta going Super Saiyan. That's how bright that shit is.
Oh, Storm, we love you, buddy. Man, so any gaming news? Anything happen? Anything popping since the last?
Yep.
Well, let's get into it. What's
Diablo 2 and Warcraft 3 remastered.
No.
Yep.
Oh my god!
I don't know if it's coming to consoles or not, but Blizzard did say they're working on it.
Yes. If you guys kept up with us on Twitter, he explained that we're always on opposite schedules, and it's hard for him to make it to these because now he's an AM guy now. So, like, he works early mornings. So, by the time I get home, for him, it's already, like, fucking 12 midnight to 1 a.m. So, we are actually working on that, so that way Rags will come back, and I meant to gray out his picture so that, you know, people know he's not here right now, and I forgot about it, so I do apologize. Let's see. Most exciting news. Minecraft in 4K.
Can we put a turtle over his picture?
That's a good idea, actually.
Metro was running on a PC.
Oh, wait, what now?
whenever it was shown off at Microsoft E3, it was running on a PC, not an Xbox One X.
Yeah, that's what I was telling people. They're like, "There's no way that's fucking Xbox One." I'm like, I know it's not Xbox One. That's a fucking PC footage. I could recognize that shit a
And
mile away.
Assassin's Creed was also running on a PC.
And you know what? At launch, it's not going to run that good.
Both of those games did look pretty, so that would explain a lot. Oh, Rambo's been on the Twitters today.
Yeah, he was posting some fucking emo shit the other day.
Oh no, that's not what I'm talking about. But Rambo, are you turning emo on us? Is that what you're doing?
No.
Okay. All right. Stay away from the razor blades and the ravioli cans. You should be good. But anyways, we were talking about download size of these Xbox One X titles.
100 fucking gigs, man. What is up with that?
I told people that whenever you start downloading a 4K game, it's going to be like a 4K size. And people kept on saying, "No, it's not. No, yeah, it is."
That's what people don't understand. Is on console, it's a lot of uncompressed crap. On PC, it's neatly arranged because you can adjust the resolution. It's not the same.
Because you basically just get a base game with PC, and then all your adjustments can be done like in real time to your game, like giving you the 4K and all that stuff. Whereas on consoles, you have to download the actual game in 4K.
Right. Because you can't
adjust on the fly. Yeah, you can't adjust on the fly.
Okay, Simo, I just saw the new mentions. I'm a retard. I thought, okay, so you were talking about Discord. My bad. We could talk about that in a bit, sure. But let's talk about the 4K compressed and uncompressed real quick. So, what is up with that? Why did they decide that this console generation should be uncompressed? That seems like a really bad move, in my opinion.
I think the hardware might work better with raw footage. That's just my shot in the dark opinion. But I think the hardware reacts a lot better to the raw files than the compressed.
So it's like less buggy or something?
I think so, because with your PC, you have obviously a lot more power underneath the hood, or however you want to phrase that. And when it's all compressed and stuff, with your PC operating system, it can unpack it a lot differently, I think, than a console can. That's just my opinion. I have no research behind it. That's just my thoughts.
What about you, Rambo? What do you think?
That sounds like a pretty sound idea there. I mean, the pretty sound reasoning. It definitely is affected by. I would think that the consoles are limited to what they can do. They're kind of just stuck.
Darth says no. It's to save money. I don't know.
How's compressing a game?
I'm not sure. Yeah, it doesn't really cost any money.
I mean, I can compress a downloaded game and send it right to Rambo or Shane from fucking GOG. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it might take a day, maybe more of like development time, a day or two, but not really any money.
I agree with you. I agree with you full-heartedly, Simo. 4K should not be the focus right now. It should be 1080, 60. Should be the main focus. I mean, why are we jumping ahead when the generation had barely started to see true 1080p games, right?
Well, y'all don't have to worry about it because we don't have 4K games. So it's okay.
This is kind of true. I know where Rambo's going with this. I actually did a lot of thinking on it today, whether I'd even invest in an X or not. And I am going to, simply for the performance, not the resolution. I'm not counting on 4K. I don't care if I ever play a 4K game on the Xbox One X. I just want the smoother performance. That's it.
Yeah, that's the only reason I would ever even pick one up.
Yeah, that's actually a good... Yeah, same here. We talked about that the other day.
Resolution means nothing, especially whenever Microsoft touts true 4K. Even after his conference, he did a press conference with GameSpot. It's like, I wanted to build a console that had true 4K. I mean, just kept native 4K, true 4K, native 4K, true to 4K. Over and over again, just kept reiterating this. Well, on their presser, they actually released like a thing saying what 4K Ultra HD means to them. I mean, it should just mean 4K Ultra HD, right?
Yeah.
Just 4K. That's it. No, it means a game that has a 2160p frame buffer output.
Yeah.
Okay, that also includes. Now get this. It also includes native 4K, checkerboarding, and dynamic resolution. So if a game actually starts off and one screenshot is 2160p, it's 4K.
Yeah, see, I personally don't even own a 4K TV yet. My first experience even seeing a 4K TV, like where I could relax and watch one, was at Brimstone's house. And yeah, it's pretty. It's really nice, but
But for
for as
gaming
much as
though,
yeah,
I don't know.
exactly. Like for as much as I watch TV, I wouldn't get any use out of a 4K resolution. And when it comes to gaming, I just want the shit to run smooth. I don't care what resolution it is.
I have to,
Well,
yeah.
4K, and if you put HDR on there as well, I mean, the game looks like just fucking amazing. Is it a must-have? Like, no. I mean, if it's there, sure, but I mean, it's not something that I even care about. I mean, like I said, I could play in 4K on my PC, but I still left the PC so I could play certain games or whatever. Um, and they're lower resolutions. It doesn't bother me at all. 4K is not like a must thing.
Right. I agree. I absolutely agree, because I'm going to be honest with you. I actually prefer watching 4K content versus playing it, if that makes any sense. Like, I would rather play a game at 1080p 60 frames a second than 4K. And that's just because the technology for 4K gaming at 60 is just not there yet. Maybe for PC, yeah, but not for consoles. And that's why it's not that big of a deal for me to spend, say, $499 on an entire console experience and have that better performance at 1080p and just enjoy myself that way. Because Shayna could tell you guys, I only run IPS monitors through this entire house. I do not have a standard definition or a LCD panel that only does 1080p with a mid to low grade color panel. Like, I only deal with high grade color panels. I don't like dealing. So that's a huge thing a lot of people keep forgetting about. Yeah, you could have a 4K gaming experience, but do you have the proper TV to exercise that color gamut? Like, do you have what it takes to do that? Because if you don't, then what you're buying is a fucking waste of money.
Yeah, I think people, if they go into the Xbox One X or any console right now expecting 4K 30, 4K 60, whatever, you're going to be disappointed.
Fuck yeah.
You need to go in it for performance, not the resolution.
What's crazy is you have like the Xbots that were making fun of checkerboarding over and over and over again, and now they're trying to say, well, there's nothing wrong with checkerboarding. You know, it's great. I'm like going, come on, man. You can't spend all this time like putting PlayStation down for checkerboarding and not having 4K. Even the guy that I felt that was very level-headed Xbox guy. His name is Randall Thor. Video on PlayStation's like video they did where they were talking about dynamic 4K and this is a dynamic 4K console. He kept on saying he was wondering, he's like, can they actually be sued for false advertising or anything like that? He's like, because they're advertising fake 4K, and then actually whenever it came out that Assassin's Creed Origins was playing a fake 4K and Anthem was going to be fake 4K and all these different games, he was like, it looks good. I think that's actually a good thing for the people to be able, or the developers to be able to do. I'm like going, you can't sit there and slate one company for doing it, but then praise your own for.
Absolutely, I agree. Like and like this whole thing with the games, right? Like Rambo, I'm sure you've watched this on Twitter quite a few times during your travels of dealing with stupidity, where people bash on the very fact that the way the 4K is being processed or being emulated. I ask people all the time, can you really tell the difference between real 4K versus upscaled or super sampled? Like, can you? I bet you if you were to put those same videos next to each other at the same frequency, that means 60 hertz, at the same frequency, you would have a hard time telling which was which on these consoles. Period. That's just simple as that. I mean, we could sit there and say it's checkerboard. We could say it's 2 images folded on top of each other for dynamic resolution. We could say all these different things, but at the end of the day, are you or are you not enjoying what you got? That's the real question. It's not so much of, is this 4K? No, it should be, is this shit good for you? Do you like what you're doing? Do you enjoy the experiences that you're getting with the money you've invested into this hobby? It shouldn't be, oh, well, this isn't real 4K. Because I used to be that way. In fact, that was just recently for me. I used to be, oh, well, that's not real 4K. And then I started looking into it a little bit more. And I'm like, you know what? People have got a point. Why the fuck are we harping on whether or not it's real 4K or if it's HDR compliant? We should be more focused on, hey, does that look good to us? Is this game good for it? Like, in other words, Rambo, I should be asking you, is your PS4 Pro good for you? Instead of harping on you like, well, that's not real 4K if it's dynamic and it fluctuates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that whole gambit that's going on and like I said, that was just recent for me. That's the realization that I just came to, like literally like last month. I was sort of looking into it and stuff, and I was like, you know what? I think when we look into these things for gaming, if we're not talking about PC for 4K, then I don't know why the fuck we're expecting consoles to do it right now.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know what the purpose was of doing these upgrades.
Oh, and real quick, before we go too far, I do want to say this. For fuck's sakes, we have PCs, you guys. We game on PCs. You know how many comments I get down below Rambo and Shane that tell us, you guys should really get into PC gaming? Like, seriously, you guys. I'm not trying to be a dick, but we've said this like a million times. And if you're a longtime watcher, you should know. We do PC game. We PC game. Fuck, I've been building PCs since I was in high school, for fuck's sakes. Like, I know what a fucking PC is. I know. I can fuck up and say the wrong thing, and you know what I mean. But like, at the end of the day, I do game on PC quite a bit. I just want to clear that up real fast.
You know, these people that Rambo's been talking about, like he calls them Xbots, and then there's the PlayStation fanboys that take it too far. Same with the Nintendo ones.
Yeah.
They are going to ruin, if they already have not ruined, the current gaming generation and generations to come, because they want too much, too fast, and you can't just, that doesn't just come out of nowhere. I mean, it's.
Yep.
I think they're going to fuck it up if they already haven't.
Well, I mean, Microsoft. One thing is Sony. I don't know if they say so much. Listen. To their fans or whatever. Say that, but I mean, I know that they Microsoft. Actually talks with the people on Twitter, and they actually talk to some of these fanboys. So whenever you're talking to these fanboys, and they're like 4K this, 4K that, 4K, all this crap. I mean, you're listening to the wrong fucking crowd.
I agree.
And I don't understand. I've sent. I've never slated him. I've never said anything bad to him. I've never done anything like that. But whenever it comes to me tweeting out to Phil Spencer, I've tweeted out several times asking him questions just here and there, and responded. Let Tim Dog tweet him out. Guarantee you that's a response within the day.
And that fucked up.
Yeah. I get that Tim Dog's you know that he's an Xbox guy, but if you're talking about you're for the gamers and you really care about the gamers, then if you have a legitimate question in your inbox, instead of skipping over it and going to the I can't wait to get the pro get the Scorpio type thing from the fanboys, actually respond back to the actual gamers that are actually trying to talk to you.
Yeah. You there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It got really weirdly quiet all of a sudden. Storm, you can't help that you're black and Canadian, okay? Jesus.
Trying to get Geekish in here. He's sending me DMs.
Yeah, I told
okay.
him to click on those three little lines at the top left, and then click on the supporter channel.
Geekish, bro, you have got to learn Discord, bro. Like, Discord is becoming more fucking standard than any other VoIP. I think the next one that comes second place right now is actually what is it? Curse, which is now Twitch. So the Twitch chat thing is actually getting up there because they're using the same codec.
What's his Discord name? I think I know how to get him in here.
Hold on.
I have no idea.
I have no idea either. Hold on. EFG. I'm looking for Geek. Oh, he's in here. Geekish Gamer. Dude, like left click on supporters chat. You're in the server. Just click on the server and then go to supporters chat. Just click on it and then I'll drag you up.
Oh, whenever he's
Does he
on
have
his
a
phone.
role?
He's on his phone. And so whenever he signs into it, all he sees is the chat. So I told him what he needs to do is that on the top left corner of his phone, there's like 3 lines. Like click those 3 lines, and then actually, it'll open up the side panel, and then you can click on the supporter channel. Just click on that, and then you're actually good to go.
Okay.
I'm almost positive it's because he's not doing what Rambo says, and he may not have a role. So let me find him real quick.
Okay, okay, Darth, just for you. I'll put it down for like 5 minutes, all right? Jeez, gosh. I got my beer here anyways. So, dude, when did Blizzard announce that? Because that oh my
Today.
god. Oh god, I gotta look into this. Are they gonna offer the upscales to us for free, or are we gonna be charged? They know.
I don't know. I tweeted you the link that I found.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me hit that home button real quick. Game Talk episode. I mean, everybody that's in the chat that have, like me, spent the better part of their teen years on Diablo 2, well off into my early 20s to until I hit 30. Like, what do you guys think? Like, a remaster of fucking Warcraft 3 and Diablo 2. Oh my gosh. And we're also getting the 4K text to StarCraft 2. I think they already did that one, right? Like, we got that? Or are they still working on it?
I think they're still working. Well, yeah, no, I think they're still working on it.
Hype!
Okay, so I gave him a role. He's still not online here, though.
He was on in the side of the channel right there. Like, I was looking at his name. He was right there. Geek, we got to get this worked out, buddy, before we do this again, so that way we're not going through this. You gave him a role, though?
Yeah, he's a member. I mean,
all right, Geek, don't leave the server.
yeah, he's purple, so I mean, he just has to log on.
You're purple, bro. Just get in here. Yeah, you're on now. So jump. Just hit the audience. There we go. Let me unmute you. Hold on. Okay. God damn it. Geek, stay here. Stay here. Don't move. Okay. Say something? You're in. Or do you not have your mic set up yet? Or are you on push to talk?
Phone.
It's like the Special Olympics.
See?
Okay, you need to take the geek out of your name. That's a disgrace, dude. Come on.
No, Steve-O, where you going, bro? Yo, like, seriously, though? Fucking,
Oh, there we go.
Hey! He fingered it out!
Fingered it out.
Geekish! Welcome back. Why did you leave the server, dude? You could have just stayed in here.
Oh, shit. Damn. I'm like a grandfather when it comes to technology of Discord. I'm like the grandfather of Discord.
That's sad, man.
Oh, Storm, you still have that shit?
You call yourself a geek?
Bruh, you can't.
I mean, I do got the technique, but I mean, like, you know, I mean, geek and stuff is keep geek over simple things.
That's I mean, Discord's pretty simple to do.
This
My
is
bruh.
one thing I don't get over. You said because I went on the supporter, and then it said supporter was locked, and then I was like, okay, so I can't get on the supporter.
Oh,
So
okay.
then,
Yeah.
what happened next was I was trying to figure out all these other ways to get on there, and I pressed supporter one more time. I went away from supporter, I came back to supporter, and it was on. First you don't succeed, try. I'm so sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. They're just giving you shit. Geekish. So, what did you want to cover tonight?
I wanted to cover so much with you. Or in the rest of the group as well. I want to cover not only E3 in general, but overall, the impact or how we feel like, Xbox X or the Xbox One X is going to do, or overall, how Nintendo did, how did they present themselves very well.
I don't know much
But
pedophilia.
Oh,
yeah, how
fuck.
did how did everybody ramp it up? How do you feel
The
their
Austin
differences?
Jones
What's
console.
significant?
Yeah. That's Austin Jones actually played a Switch, so I'm just saying.
All right, so Geekish, we covered it already, but if you want, you can share your thoughts. We all pretty much gave it a B and a B minus. That was pretty much a unanimous thing within our own community. We were like, yeah, it's about a B, B minus. Everybody seemed to be on the same page with that. I mean, what do you think about it? What did you think about E3 as a whole from what you watched?
Either as a whole, it was okay. I'd give it a C. I feel like I give it a C, and the reason I give it a C is probably because overall, E3 is meant to be a much more surprising, anticipating type of game event happening, and I didn't really get surprised or something new to what I was supposed to get to. Everything felt
How?
recycled and just put it a little bit more in depth. When
So
I've
you
heard about,
knew that Nintendo was going to announce a new Metroid. That
well,
was just
no one's saying that. No one's saying that
Wolfenstein was
I
coming
didn't get
out.
an F or a D or anything. I mean, I'm just saying that it wasn't really as big. Yes, there were some surprises, Metroid, and other surprises as well.
PUBG. I think
Metro.
As a whole, there weren't
yeah.
as many surprises as I thought it should have carried. There weren't as many big, impactful surprises as I thought there should have been.
Every
How many does
company
that?
had a surprise, right, Rambo?
Yeah.
But in my opinion, there weren't really that many surprises. That I mean,
Yeah, every year. I mean, mind you, this is like an every year thing. So you're asking a company companies to like create these big wowing surprises, and more than one apiece because everybody had one. So more than one apiece every year.
well, what I'm asking, well, it's not hard to do because if that's the case,
That's
Nintendo
not hard
has
to
been
do.
Well, damn, you need to be a game developer, man.
what I'm trying to say here is that basically, overall, I come to in my opinion, I come to E3
How many have you done?
surprises were not given as much as should have from Microsoft, Sony, and some of the ranges were covered over with some of Nintendo, but again, they showed their surprises and it was very significant.
Right.
Ubisoft, on the other hand, showed this showed what I mean, I already knew about Assassin's Creed Origins. All I wanted to see was some gameplay. This year was really a thing where you just saw a game and more in depth with the game than what you should have heard about last year. You heard
Part
about
of that's
Assassin's
your
Creed
fault, dude.
Empire
Right.
last year, and I hear about more of it.
Let me explain why it's part your fault.
More games in this year.
Yeah.
Sony, on the other hand, no, I mean, I was not surprised really throughout the whole entire conference because everything they really had was everything they really covered the last to begin with.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Days Gone, and many other IPs that they focused on last year that I heard about were much more in-depth this year, but not a lot of surprises were given. The Shadow of Colossus thing was a very surprise, and everything else was kind of a surprise. But overall, it wasn't really given, a big surprise.
Okay.
Microsoft, on the other hand, showed the Xbox One X, which I
Huh?
thought we already knew about. And I think that, in my opinion, they set it up last year to be so momentous that it kind of fell short when I actually heard about it this year. And they so as that comes, they showed a lot of good games. I'm glad they're going to the indie side of type of things going on as well. But
Wait a minute. You thought it was good that they showed just like more indies than anything else on an announcement. Wait. On an announcement of a $500 console.
Well, I thought it was really good to see them go to the see more indie games because I
And
really don't see a lot of indie games usually. I see a
the
lot of
way
AAA.
that you say it's that there wasn't many surprises, that's your fault. And let me explain that. If you go looking for all your Christmas presents and you find them, then it's not a surprise. You said you knew about Assassin's Creed Origin. That's because you researched it. So that's your fault. It wasn't a surprise, not theirs.
So because I didn't research it, it was not a surprise. It should
No,
not have been a surprise.
no, because you researched it is why it's not a surprise.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't have to be restricted to not research something if
Well,
it's
then you
there.
shouldn't.
No, it's like
Wait a
learn.
minute.
I see what he's saying. I see what he's saying.
Wait. You're okay. You had like, if you were just wanting to watch E3, typing in to your Google address bar, whatever, looking for different games that are coming out or whatever, and then all of a sudden you find Assassin's Creed Origins, you just ruined your surprise. You just effectively opened your Christmas present early.
Exactly.
So I'm not
And-
supposed
and
to look
that-
at any in-depth detail about the game.
Not
Well-
if you want to be surprised.
Not if you want to be surprised, not until it's announced, no, and then go look at all the details about it.
I think how I feel.
Sir, if you're actively searching, you are the one causing your own disappointment.
I think as a gamer who talks about video games, and I mean, honestly, in my opinion, is what I usually do for YouTube and many other people as well. They do this on a consistent basis. So for me not to, restrict myself to see or something or hear news
No,
about a game,
It's completely fine,
not my
bro.
fault.
It's
it's
completely
what a
fine.
game, it's what a game person like me does.
No, we're not saying. No. We're not saying that you don't. You
Fine to
shouldn't
do
do
that, but then don't say there wasn't no surprises because you ruined all your surprises.
Well, just because I didn't see this doesn't mean that there shouldn't have been a surprise. Shadow of Colossus was remastered, and I didn't know that was coming out.
Is it
And I was-
So
something that
then
you-
that
is there
was
some-
sealed tight. You couldn't find that shit. They hid
Something
that
that you
Christmas
couldn't
present
find.
really good.
Metroid, that was a game that I didn't know was going to be coming. Well, I had senses of it. I wanted it to come out. I didn't know it was going to come out, but I'm glad they showed a new one and a returning one as well.
You're not quite understanding it. Like obviously you do that for your YouTube channel, which is fine. But if you're going to do this for your YouTube channel, you got to understand the consequences of doing it, the consequences of your actions,
I don't think it's my
the
fault. that I didn't see
consequences of
surprises.
your. Okay, there was no way of knowing if there was no way a person that does not do YouTube, a gamer just in general that just wants to watch E3 every year. That's all he does is just logs on to YouTube just once a year to watch E3. Guess what? He was surprised out the ass because he didn't know anything about Metro, Player Unknown Battlegrounds coming. He didn't know anything about Assassin's Creed Origins. He didn't know anything about these different surprises. But guess what? That's him. But since you do YouTube, by getting content for your channel, negate those surprises of that regular gamer that doesn't do YouTube.
That still shouldn't restrict them.
You shouldn't do it.
Well,
Dude.
like here's
You should know that so the consequences of your actions or the consequences of having a channel and being trying to put the information out there.
I just want to say this. And I'll let you guys continue to fucking go back and forth and do what you gotta do. For me personally, Geekish, like I don't look up gaming articles like weeks before E3 on purpose. I don't, even for my own channel, I don't look up shit because I want to be surprised. I want to know what's coming out from the mouths themselves instead of third parties. A lot of leaks happen and it sort of takes the fun out of E3 as a whole. But I see where you're coming from where you say it's not surprising. But again, that kind of does fall on you as well, though, because you did look up for your channel. And I understand that. No one's saying or faulting you saying you're an asshole for doing it. I'm just saying lower your expectations and you'll always be surprised. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't hold yourself as this higher end like thing just so that E3 can be better for you. Like, just try not, like I said, it's my method personally. That's just what I do. I don't look up shit on purpose for weeks on end before E3 just because I know all the leaks will come out, like, usually within the first 3 or 4 days before E3 starts.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's not bad that you do the research. That's great. But when doing the research, just know that whatever you find out is not going to be a surprise anymore. And you're the one that went and looked that up. No one told you to do it. You didn't have to do it. So that's why you ruined your own surprise.
That's
I mean,
what
nothing can be sealed tight where you can't, see it until it's announced. Some things they do keep a secret better, but
like
most
Shadow
they
of Colossus,
don't.
but then like Assassin's Creed Origins was like that you ought to know by doing YouTube that these companies do what they call controlled leaks, like where they leak a little bit of information here to the like this little press site or whatever, and so those things are like written articles. I mean,
To be honest, though, you know who really keeps the fucking lid on really tightly? Usually, like, I mean, they you almost don't never hear anything. Is that
Nintendo's
Nintendo.
like the
fucking Nintendo, and all of the big three? When like a week before Gamescom, you will not find a single article before Gamescom. You'll see articles come up that are theories, but 9 times out of 10 they miss their fucking mark. So. If you really want to be surprised, Geekish, bro, like all their newer shit, usually they waited out until Gamescom.
Well, the question I had for you guys is: do you feel like there was a lack of new IPs being shown?
There always is.
Well, I'll
I
say,
don't think that.
Geek, I'll
New
say,
IPs
I
are
think that's
very
what formulates
dangerous.
into my lack of surprise as well, because I think that's what goes into that lack of
fair,
surprise.
right? Fair enough. Fair enough.
New IPs are a risk. I mean, if you look at aside from Nintendo and Sony, and not even 100% with Sony, and not even really even 100% with Nintendo either, but those two are the ones that actually end up having. But outside of them, if you almost every new IP that's came out. So I mean, that's a huge risk.
That's why I was disappointed in Sony's appearance at E3 2017 because
they didn't have to. They already said that they held stuff back from their E3 showing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
well,
like
okay.
Sony
okay.
didn't
All right,
show
sure,
Last
okay,
of Us
okay.
2, and their exact
Sony-
words was it's time for Chloe to shine, not Last of Us 2.
Sony saw Microsoft's E3, said last year's conference, put it up.
And even though I did feel, and even because I said it on my channel, even though at the end of it I did feel a little disappointed, I did feel a little delighted because at the end of the day I asked myself, what really do they need to show? I mean, they're already doing good on their own right now. They just need
Yeah.
to just.
Well, I don't see. I think people are hold Microsoft. Well, I mean, right now because they haven't shown a new IP in 2 years.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
All right. So my best advice to anybody, and this goes for Geekish, this goes for everybody that like us, we keep up with the gaming trends and stuff. Don't expect a 2014 E3. Ever. Don't ever do it because you're going to disappoint yourself. Because if you remember, 2014 was probably one of the best E3s where all 3 of them did extremely well. I mean, we're talking games fucking for days. And look at 2017. A lot of the games they announced either didn't show up or they're still being developed, or guess what? They've been pushed back to a millennial to the point where they've been canceled. So, like, if you ever see an E3 where you're, like, fucking hyped like we were for 14, like, don't get your hopes up that half those games are even going to make it. Because a lot of those games got fucking canceled. So, I mean...
I'm trying to figure, like, what you're referring to.
Well, Scalebound was announced 2014.
Okay, but I mean, like, the reason why I said, I mean, hear me out here, because the reason why I'm saying this is because let me actually open this up real quick.
Or was it 2014 or 13? I could have sworn it was 14. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
well,
pretty sure it's
Microsoft's E3 has been a lot of repeats from 2013 all the way to 2017. But I actually went through, like I was telling you, I went through all the different things.
Yeah.
And Sony's E3 2014, they had, let's see, 5 to 23, 18 exclusives.
Yeah.
Let's see, every single one of them. Let me just make sure real quick before all but one actually has been released already. And released by 2016. Microsoft's E3 2014. Let's see. Cuphead was there. Well, there's actually quite a bit of indies that showed up on Microsoft stage that hasn't released.
Yeah,
But
a lot.
as far as like, the Scalebound was there. Crackdown 3 was at Microsoft's E3.
That was that shitty demo, remember?
Yeah, Phantom Dust Remastered was there. That got canceled. So I mean, Microsoft's had their fair share of problems for E3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're writing on like one particular platform, and they show you like fucking the next 4 years in one shot, don't get your hopes up and thinking that you're gonna get everything you were wishing for. Because that's where I got disappointed. That's where I got pissed.
There was a moment where I was said to myself, because during the Microsoft press conference, there was a moment because I really wanted to Microsoft to this whole concept of winning. I really don't even want. It's just
I agree. I agree. No, I agree with you. Don't worry. I 100% agree with you.
But I felt that to be honest with you, I wanted Microsoft to at least come through with something that was like, because I wanted Microsoft, because I feel like if Sony's just going at it, it just gets like you're tired of seeing someone just beat on a person. You just want to see him get up and just fucking knock him in the fucking face. Yeah. And I was waiting. I want to see Microsoft get up and smack the fuck out of Sony at least once or two times with something. And every single time I see Microsoft just pull out something out of their sleeves, I'm like, well, you just pulled out something very cool, but fuck, you just fucked it up. I mean, like, come on, man. Every single time I see them make something, it's either like this Xbox One X. Incredible. 4K gaming, 60 frames per second.
No. Bullshit.
You're right, dude.
This is what's wrong with the community right here. This is not a gladiator battle.
You're right.
Take 4K gaming and 30 frames per second.
No, but
Ramble's Corner, I want to thank you because you sent me the tweet. I mean, you didn't see me the tweet, but I saw your tweet about that, and I thank you for that.
I see what he's saying, though. I mean, it's not so much as the point of like, fucking he wanted what he wanted is what everybody else wants usually.
It's David against Goliath.
Well, it's not even so much about that, dude. It's more about like he wanted to see the same thing that I'm sure me and Shannon wanted to see. We wanted to see Microsoft bring something out. And in my opinion, I think they did. I think they did pretty fucking good, personally. Black Desert, that's coming. Terra is coming. We got Dark Light, that's coming. You have MMOs coming to this platform. Now, to me, that's pretty good. I'm an MMO guy, and they even have some MOBAs coming. I'm like, oh yeah, MOBAs, baby.
Okay,
never mind.
Now, do I think like Xbox really brought anything new and fresh? Not really. I mean, I wish they would though. I mean, I see where he was coming from.
Here's the problem I have with like that, is that sure from a gamer standpoint, it was a good E3.
Yes.
From a Microsoft standpoint or an Xbox standpoint, it was a terrible fucking E3. Almost every game they showed was coming. It's like coming attractions to PlayStation 4.
Right. Yeah. You're correct.
See, they had 7 true exclusives. The Microsoft showed 7 games that you were only going to be able to get on either Xbox or Windows 10. Best multiplat or future multiplat. PlayStation came out, showed 13 PlayStation 4. Granted, they were the same games as 2016, besides the PSVR ones. But
well, see, like, and right there, I'm gonna stop you.
I'm referring as a platform, like platform to platform, not as a gamer.
No. I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna stop you right there. See, like, to me, Sony shit was fucking boring as shit. Not because because I have some sort of ill will towards them. It just VR does not interest me whatsoever. So just like okay, you, hold on, just let me finish.
I just want to stop you on the VR stuff real quick. So I'll let you finish, but I just want to stop you on the VR stuff. I've ever talked to once VR was announced, it's gonna fail. It's gonna fail. Sony's not gonna support it. It's gonna fail. It's gonna fail. It's gonna fail.
Well, yeah, you go by their track record.
Now that VR is being shown has been shown at E3 since 2015, 15, 16, and 17. For fuck's sake, why are they showing VR? Why are they showing
No. I'm not
actually a good thing.
No. Okay, so for anybody that knows me, Rambo is right. I've always shit on VR because I don't think VR is at a point where it will attract me. But what I was gonna say, Rambo, is VR to me would be like what MMOs are to you. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, I'm the guy that's like, oh yeah, MMOs are great. I fucking love MMOs, but you could give two shits. So to you, you probably wouldn't even count it because you don't care about that shit. Well, it's the same thing with me in VR.
I would count it as a game. I would count it as a game, but
like not
I'm interested in.
Yeah, exactly, and that was my point. Yeah, that was kind of my point. Yeah.
Here's the shitty part, though. Like, Geekish, you're saying, like, well, I wanted them to get up and, like, smack the shit out of Sony or whatever. You're looking at it as a fight. That's the problem.
No, I'm looking at it as a fight. I'm looking at it as
wait a minute
against another company.
Wait a minute. That's the problem with the entire fucking community. It's not a fight. Here's how I look at it. This is why that whole fight mentality pisses me off. I look at it as, do I want a burger today or pizza? It's a fucking preference. It's not a fight.
Okay, I think I get where he's going with this because and I'm me, I'm like completely against the console war shit because he's not talking about like from a console
real
war
fight,
point,
yeah,
like from where people can say on Twitter, man, Xbox killed Sony. He was saying like, but it's basically if you look at the sales numbers, if you look at the shit that's been going on, it's pretty much like David and Goliath.
Yes,
David being Xbox, Goliath being Sony. Over and over again, we're just waiting for like Xbox to actually have that magic slingshot with that rock to bring, not to bring like say quote unquote Sony down, but to be able to walk away from E3 and be like, everybody just like nobody can even talk about Sony. People are all just talking about like Microsoft's E3.
Or at least
like there used to be those times,
or at least tell Sony to get their shit together.
It hasn't even put like Sony behind the 8 ball. Because right now there's like Sony felt so confident. They basically remastered 2016's. Like that. I'm not saying that's it is what it is. But to me, like that shows either Sony's cockiness. But it also shows the nature of the industry right now. Sony's got such a commanding lead that, like the Xbox One X, this brand new powerful console, didn't even phase them in the least bit. And I'm not saying that it's not going to as like in a fight per se, like back and forth, because these companies don't fight like what anybody does on Twitter.
No, they're in business.
Give a shit about that.
Dude, they go to each other's fucking conferences and they party with each other for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, they actually congratulate each other and everything like that. So it's not. I mean, it's in the proverbial sense of a fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not so much about the fight of haha, I'm gonna show you Sony. Like nothing like that. But just like to where you wow the crowd so much that it's just like, man, that was a fucking E3. Basically, like what Sony did on 2016.
Yeah.
Whenever Sony's 2016 conference ended, nobody could quit talking about Sony's conference.
You guys keep doing that, and I'm going to completely kick you. I'm not joking.
Who?
The people in the chat, they're spamming the same messages over and over again about how black people are AIDS and stuff like that. And I've been putting them in timeout, but they're still doing it. So.
There's one thing I want to bring up as well. This Xbox One X console, because I feel that it's been talked about since from last year, and people have been just getting at this rampant point of like,
I'm on it right now.
Yes, Xbox One X console, and then we get to this point and we're like, and like you said, Rambo, it's not true really 4K. I mean, didn't they take a piece of something that used to be on their website down right after? It was usually on there. I think it was the 60 frames. I think that used to be on there, and I started wondering to myself, this is the answer. I guess this is the answer to the PS4 Pro. I guess they're trying to make, because I feel that
that's what you gotta you have to quit looking at, because these consoles don't get made in a reaction to another. This console
really
is actually. It feels like that,
it feels like that.
But both companies, you got to understand that they're working towards pretty much both companies. They both get the same data in, as far as what gamers want and stuff like that. So they're both getting data in, and there's a portion might vary from here to there, but pretty much is similar data on their consoles back in 2014. So
For
the Xbox One X actually started being talked about and started being worked on in 2014.
Yeah.
how do you
There's
update
no-
how do you update that technology while progressing through the years as well? That's why I've always wondered, how do you
It's an R&D
maintain
cycle,
that
man.
It's an
frame
R&D cycle. You're like they're in talks with AMD right now, like talking about like, okay, what do you got coming in? You know, what year is this coming? You know, this is what we're looking for this console, and they're back and forth talking to each other, and then they start planning, and then they start getting all the specifications that they want, the design that they want, all that stuff worked out to where once the parts actually are ready and to be made, then they start putting it together. But I mean, like this stuff has all worked for years. So I mean, like these companies don't make consoles to answer to another console. Like even
Right.
Phil Spencer even actually said that to, like in the interview, is like we're not in competition like that. He said like there's no like, well, Sony came out with the Pro, we're coming out with something else. No, let's get to work. He said these things take like way too much time to do that.
One thing I wanted to ask was about the there was a couple games there that piqued my interest. And I just want to hear your guys' opinions on it as well, and maybe we can reciprocate the same energy.
Yeah.
But there was these games shown that were
Are you talking about just E3 or somebody specific E3?
just E3 in general.
Okay.
Some of these games, and particularly in Microsoft's range, because Sony showed the Spider-Man. I'm not talking about that game, but I'm just saying the Spider-Man game, which was, oh my god, I'll talk about that later with you guys. But it was beautiful. I love Spider-Man, but Anthem was the game. I was like,
Well, that's
that
Brent
shit.
hyped about that too.
Yeah,
I'm like,
saying.
please.
Anthem is Destiny.
I think it's the answer to that. And BioWare even said it's the answer to Destiny.
The only problem is that it's BioWare.
Yeah, but you know what though? Like it's like we already discussed this, but like that's also why Andromeda fucking flopped. So I'm actually looking forward to. I am looking forward. I am looking forward to the game that made Andromeda flop. Is that so terrible for me to say?
The C team was working on it while the A team was working on this.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna buy it because I mean I'm a big Destiny fan. So I mean I'll probably be switching my time between both of those.
Yeah,
it looks amazing.
Running on PC, so it's gonna.
Yo,
exactly,
Rambo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
you guys, tell me you're not looking forward to like fucking like the weapon upgrades and the rare drops. Like I'm actually looking forward to the loot shit. Like I love loot games. Like Torchlight, one of my favorites. Diablo 2, one of my favorites. I love loot games. I think those games are fucking addicting. I love them.
Hey, me.
Guy.
There actually is a reason to get Destiny 2 for console over a PC.
Why?
Because that's where all the content's at.
That's true. That is true. That is true. That is true.
You can't run Destiny 2 on DDR2 RAM, man.
No, whenever you pay $60 for that game, your game might actually be prettier. But I'm actually playing 100% of the game. Just know that.
Yo, like
another game was. Oh,
sorry,
no, I'm sorry. Go.
No, I was just gonna say I wasn't really looking forward to Destiny 2 until I started watching like the what was it, like the fucking the fucking droid, dude. The guy is hilarious. He's like, more than likely you're all gonna die. Like he's
you're like, oh, what? What?
You know what? That's what Destiny, like in the very beginning, Destiny in the very beginning, up until like the part of the Taken King, and then really into the Rise of Iron. But it was like dry. Like the people that you want to talk to, like that guy there, his name is I forgot his name now. But you go to talk to him, he's like in the tower or whatever. He just gives you a quest and you move on, whatever. Like it was really boring. Yeah. And then as the Taken King came out, you would be like walking in the area, like because there's like a table in Destiny 1 where all three, like the Vanguard heads for the Titan, Warlock, and Hunters were there. He's the Hunter Vanguard head. But like they got to the point to where like whenever you're walking around that table, like they would just make like kind of comments back and forth to each other. The Iron, whenever you actually got a mission from them or whatever like that, like there would be like cutscenes, but they would actually be like having the comedy back and forth, having like some sort of like dialogue in it brought them more to life, which was actually really good to see. And so now Destiny 2, seeing that big comedy scene and stuff like that, that makes me think that
they're gonna rant back and forth.
Yeah, well, now that storyline is really going to be a really good storyline because you're going to actually have the people that you talk to all the time, all these years, actually come to life in the story a whole lot more. And that's what I'm actually
Yeah.
looking forward to that because I mean they've done a really good job with that part.
I just play the game because I love, like I said, loot games. And when you put a loot game with like my favorite genre, which is like FPS, man, that's like, especially when it's like Borderlands ish, where you could have whatever gun you fucking want and shit. Like I love stuff like that. And when you add the armor and shit to it, that just sweetens the pot for me. Especially when you play like the same class over and over again with a new start and have different experiences every time. I love shit like that. That's what makes me keep coming back.
Yep. It's an addictive game. I have over 5,000 hours of Destiny 1.
Yo, this guy fucking double bought this shit, right? You bought it on the Xbox and the PS4. Yeah.
Yep, the whole thing. But like instead of buying whenever the Rise of the Iron came out, instead of like paying like just the upgrade portion to the Rise of Iron, so that way I could get all the extra content with it on both consoles.
Blaze 8 knows what I'm talking about with my Diablo 2 collect my Diablo 2 hours. Yeah, I'm with you, dude. My body is ready. My body is ready. Let's see. You're right though, Shane. We should play that tonight if you want. If you're down with it, I'll start a new character with you. We'll get down on some Destiny, sir.
Destiny, I got it.
Oh no, I was talking about Rainbow Six Siege, but yeah, I'll play Destiny.
And the mechanics in Destiny are like unrivaled to any game, any first-person shooter game on console this generation.
Wait, what'd you say?
The first-person shooter mechanics in Destiny are the best first-person shooter mechanics on console to date.
That is definitely your opinion.
Yeah, I feel like there's something else there, but not. I feel like there's something else better than that.
Like
I'm
what?
thinking of it in my mind, but I feel like there's maybe something that's a little bit more than that.
I'm not talking about the gameplay. I'm talking about the mechanics of the first-person shooter.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. I feel like there's some other games out there with some pretty good mechanics of a first-person shooter. I just think they're in the back of my mind right now. I just can't think of it. One thing as well, the game I want to talk to you about the most of all, because I was the most excited, as the second favorite game I saw at E3 2017, was the Spider-Man game, and it's because there's a whole new level on this Spider-Man game that I've been wishing for forever since I played Ultimate Spider-Man back on the GameCube, and I remember wanting the devs to really sink in and start doing stuff. Make Spider-Man a little bit more wittier in combat, and make this, this web swinging thing with actual physics go into this, and make adjustments to it. I got a little bit of that in Amazing Spider-Man, the first one, but I didn't get a full, big enough, punch from it. So I was feeling that maybe, these devs could carry on, and Insomniac Games and Sony Interactive could, get together and make this, a whole new IP of like something that's been fantastic and I've been waiting for a very long time.
Imagine they will.
Huh?
Imagine Insomniac will be their go-to Spider-Man game. Like Sony owns the game.
Spider-Man game. I feel like this would be.
I hope you guys are right.
IP.
I hope you guys are right. I hope Sony comes through for it, because I think, if anything, Spider-Man doesn't need another movie. It needs a good fucking game, and I really hope that shit is. Man, I really hope it's good, because like I was telling Shaner and Rambo the last time we talked about the Spider-Man game, it really looked like it was operating off of rails, and I was not too pleased with that.
You thought?
It looked, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I didn't
be more
get
free
that at
flow.
all. It was like real free flowing to me.
Rambo,
Me too, right? I
Shadow
felt
of
like it was just
Mordor is
like
like
it,
your game,
know?
dude. It is not that kind of combat. You can tell right off the bat it's not.
Exactly.
It's
It feels
not
like
that
Arkham style.
WWE
Well, yeah, it's not Arkham style combat.
It feels like Arkham style combat.
It feels like it. Did you play it?
I mean, well, from what I'm looking at with my eyes and the way I'm
Sure as hell
feeling,
don't
it feels
look
like
like
it's
it.
Arkham style combat.
It looks okay. I mean, it looks close to it. I mean, obviously, it's not gonna. It looks like it rivals it. Kind of rivals it. That's what it looks like to me. But I mean, to me, it looks like the Spider-Man game I've been waiting for.
Me too. It's very free flowing.
It's definitely looks good. I just think that like I said in that E3 video we did, that WB and Rocksteady have set the superhero game bar so high that I'm not sure that, you know, the Spider-Man game will measure up to it, but it still looks very good.
I think if it has a good, I think it has to have some three things to me to make it feel like it's a good Spider-Man game. I think it has
It's
to,
got
I
like
think it has to have great combat. I think it has to have at least a great, not even a great, maybe decent towards great story. I think it has to have some type of momentous story for me to continue and have something that's very,
That's
you
the
know,
entire point of a superhero game is a story.
yeah, I was like when you if it doesn't have a great story, then there's I mean I could give a shit less if the mechanics play well. I mean that's
why it's
the
one of my
main
three.
the main reason for me to play a superhero game, especially the Batman games, is the story. I mean the combat. Yeah, I mean it's an important part, but if that story sucks, like say if that story was like say, Destiny story.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ugh.
granted, there is a story in Destiny. I'm not counting the cards. There is a story, but it's kind of very much lackluster. So we're gonna say if the game like Batman Arkham Knight came out and the story was like Destiny story, but the mechanics and everything else were still the same. I would not even have even bothered trying to finish it. It would have been like, yeah, whatever. I'm just turning it
It's
off.
the Arkham City. Arkham City sucked. I would not be playing it as much as I always do.
Wait a minute, Arkham City, the second one?
You think
Yeah.
that I can't find it.
That's
Arkham
one of
is
the best ones.
That's what I'm
like
saying. If the story was bad in that one, I wouldn't have played it for
yeah.
for how.
Okay, well there you go. Well, I mean there you go. I mean that, like if that story was bad, it would ruin the game. Like that like superhero movies are very or superhero games are very cognizant like on the fact that it has to have a damn good story. Otherwise it's just another third person action game.
There's been a I've got to I guess a debate. If you don't know who this person is, but I guess he's basically a person on Twitter. Eva
You went to
Unit
battle on them
02.
YouTube streets?
No.
Oh, Eva Unit. Yeah, Eva Unit is confusing. I'm sure you Brim and Shane, y'all get tweets from him too.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if y'all get the same kind of tweets as me. Like all of a sudden, like I'll get a tweet like he's like showing me something, and then next thing you know, I get a tweet talking about like how I need to convert to PC.
Rambo,
Yeah,
you get special kinds of tweets, Rambo. Not yeah. So you're in your own lane.
I'm just like Go ahead.
But
Go ahead. Finish your story.
Oh, thank you. But to go on, basically, like one day we got into this chat, and basically I was talking to him about the exclusivity, and I said that for me, in my opinion, just in my opinion, I know a lot of people may not feel the same way as me, and that's okay. But in my opinion, I feel that exclusivity is a cool thing. I feel like it's cool. He said, on the other hand, that I was being a selfish dick about it. Now, it was okay until he was like, "You're being a selfish dick." Like you didn't have to go, a little personal. But I mean, it's social media.
I get it. Yeah.
So we go on this conversation now. I want to see how you guys feel about it. Before I see how you guys feel about it, just tell me. I mean, let me finish what I'm about to say here, and then I'll hit back to you guys. But with the exclusivity, he was asking me like, I mean, I asked him, how am I being a selfish dick? And he was like, because you're hogging, you're being selfish, you hog everything. And I'm like, well, if you think about it this way, everything that's a company I've seen so far in this world that has ever been expansive or big in anything or any product, they've always had something that's very exclusive to them that makes them what they are today. McDonald's has the McShit, Burger King has the WOP shit, Wendy's has the shit, whatever they have. But they're exclusive to them. They have it. They own these things. And I compared a Tesla to a emission fueled car, and he was like, "Well, you can't compare a Tesla to an emission fueled car to video games." And I was like, "Well, it's just an example." So then to go on with the conversation, I'm saying as like this. I feel that if Sony, or I feel that if we're all talking about how Xbox doesn't have exclusives and things like that. And I think that's one of the key parts of being importance of exclusivity. Because I think if it wasn't important, we wouldn't be talking about it for the majority of the time for Xbox. And I also do feel like, it's kind of wrong to just place as it's being a selfish thing when you want it, when you feel like, it determines on how you buy a console. Now, he said that hardware should be that main thing that you're concerned about, which is also I feel as well. But I feel like when it comes to video games versus hardware, I always, for some apparent reason, I feel like video games, depending on the hardware at times as well, but video games in all uncertain, if the hardware is up to date, video games is the most important thing. And I do feel that if you're talking about video games here for its exclusivity, I wouldn't have picked my PS4 and got rid of my Xbox One and chose my PS4, because PS4 had better games, and that's why I chose it. Not only that, but the setup seemed a lot more smaller, compact, and looked a lot more better than what the Xbox One was.
Right.
But as you can see, I just picked a game and the games of what the system could carry rather than what the hardware had.
So you
It's
picked
for
your
certain points, for certain
console off the
extensions.
way the console looked, not the performance or anything?
Well, just because I'm not a big, for me, I'm not like a big the CPU this and the technical guy. So if it plays, it plays, and sometimes I'm like 90% video games, 10% hardware technical guy. So that's why, and I know a lot of people are not like that. A lot of people are kind of like 90% hardware technical, and some people are like 10% video games. So it's when you're buying something, some people may buy this because they rely on this, or some people may rely on this or like this. But for my reason of buying a PS4 after I had my Xbox One was because I was seeing all these good games come to Xbox, and and me being a YouTuber and wanting to cover the latest on these video games and everything else like that. I was like, well, obviously all these good games are going to be coming to PS4. I might as well just strap on and go on a PS4 right now. And it seems right now in sales and everything else, their exclusivity is what makes them, I feel, so good in video games as well. I mean, from Uncharted to Crash Bandicoot to, since back in the dates and even recent times, their exclusivity, I feel like, has been a really impactful thing on the consumer and wanting to make or buy a thing. So the question I have is, how do you guys feel about exclusivity? And that's it. I feel like that's all about it.
So I think exclusivity. I think all three of us are pretty much on the same page when it comes to the exclusives. Our other member, on the other hand, he doesn't agree with us, which is fine. I've always said this. I think exclusives are a good way to show the prowess of each console and what each console can do. In fact, that was the entire reason as to anybody would ever want to buy a console, was because of the exclusives, not because everything was able to be played everywhere, So,
yeah.
So, like, the consoles, for the longest time, before PC got to where it's at today, of course, used to be a good way to promote their consoles. And you could see, like, and especially with the PS3 back in the day when, like, the 9800 GTS just came out, or the GX2 just came out, like, their PC at the time was having a hard time keeping up, right, with these platforms. And back then, when you played Uncharted, you could only experience that sort of fidelity on the fucking PlayStation 3. You couldn't get that kind of performance on a PC back then. Nowadays, it's a little bit different. Like, nowadays, it's actually the other way around. Consoles are struggling behind, where PC is just moving up so fucking fast that, it's really, like, based on the kind of games that you really want to play. And if it's those games that you really want to play, you're obviously going to get the platform that really speaks to you. It's the whole reason why me and Shane and Rembo own the consoles that we own, is because there's only fucking experiences that we could only have if it wasn't for buying those platforms. Trust me, if these games came to PC, I'd be more happy just to get them on PC to save me some fucking money. But at the end of the day, if they were to do away with, exclusives altogether, then that means they just killed their own console market, and that's what would happen.
That's what I feel like as well.
I think the games would also suffer as well too.
To a certain degree, yeah.
Because you get a totally
I
different
mean,
experience in some type of thing.
Just like what Shane and I was trying to. I mean, this is kind of the conversation that we were having with Rags the other day, or a while back, or whatever, about the exclusives. Is that like MLB 17 or MLB the show? The actual franchise, or Major League Baseball, it used to be sucked. Like nobody bought them, nobody played them. Once Sony actually got their studio and they started making MLB, and so now it's like it's an unrivaled game. Like there's no anybody can actually make a baseball game with MLB in it. there's no game that actually will ever compete with MLB The Show.
Oh hell no! That is hands
I
down
feel
the
like
best baseball franchise.
like the Spider-Man. I mean, we've had some Spider-Man games, but I guarantee you, I would almost bet that the Insomniac Spider-Man game is going to be better than the multi-plat ones, because the multi-plat ones were all rushed out based on a movie. This one's not being released in conjunction with a movie.
Yeah.
It's actually being just a Spider-Man game. And you could only get that by exclusivity, by the fact that Sony that doesn't, or Microsoft if they had it, doesn't have to actually pressure their company to get it out for a certain time. Like, you got to get it out by that movie. It's got to be, and it's multi-plat. You're working on all these different platforms. Like, focus on the game and focus on the time frame for that one particular company. I really think that that's where they benefit. Now, where I don't think exclusives actually are good is if Sony or Microsoft come in and say, any money for development. I'm not going to actually fund the publishing of your game. I'm not going to do anything like that. I just want to pay you X amount of dollars to keep it off of that platform. That's where I think that exclusives like that are a bad thing.
Yep, I agree.
Because basically what Microsoft did with Rise of the Tomb Raider, I think is bad. Now that being said, I think that, like, from what I understand, like, they've actually saved the Tomb Raider franchise, as far as like actually going from it, instead of going from a Hitman style game where they release it in episodes, to where they could actually release a full game. But you have but I'm just going to use that. Use that for an example. Obviously, it's a debate on how actually the logistics of it, but just use Rise of the Tomb Raider. That's a multi-plat game. Microsoft stepped in and said, "Hey, guess what? Keep it off PS4 for a year. We got you." Those are bad deals. Like that doesn't move the company forward, or the gaming forward in any direction.
Well, Rambo, there's a flip side to that coin. What about the Destiny DLC that stays exclusive on PlayStation for a year?
Well, that's another thing. Like what I said, that's paying for exclusivity.
And that's
I think those deals. I've said that like a long time, but all these people that I have a problem with all these people that complain about Sony's DLC practices, like with these games.
Yeah, Microsoft started that.
Problem with it, you should have bitched back whenever your platform had it last generation, because your platform had it. None of your people spoke up and said, "Hey, this is wrong." Today,
dude, Microsoft monopolized Call of Duty DLC forever.
Yes, and now that Sony's doing it, everybody think it was anti-consumer. Well, yeah, it's anti-consumer, but no, the reason why it's there still,
fucker.
and nobody complaining on the Microsoft platform last generation for getting
Right.
30-day DLC early is the reason why it led up to this.
In fact, Rambo and Shane, if you guys remember, how many motherfucking Xbots last gen were bragging about that shit?
They were bragging about it with Ghost.
Oh, guys, guess what? We got the shit first because Sony PlayStation 3 sucks. Remember? That was like the ongoing joke all last generation.
But for fuck's sake, Crap Gamer did a video talking about Destiny's DLC. It's anti-consumer, Sony's bullshit, Sony's this, whatever. His next fucking video, to the Xbox guys, 30-day DLC. I'm like, come on. Like, you cannot be bitching about fucking Sony's DLC exclusivity, and then your next video be bragging about possibly getting 30-day DLC exclusivity. It doesn't make any sense. That's the reason why you're in the situation you're in now.
Geekish Gamer dropped. I don't know why.
All right. Let me see. He said he was having issues with his internet. We have somebody that wants to come in.
Okay.
Who?
But that's
Adrian Flamer.
Flamer, huh?
What's up, Adrian?
What's up?
Are you a furry by chance? Because we know quite a bit. Oh shit,
guess.
Rambo, get ready, man.
Full on. I'm more of an off time furry. I'm not sure if I can be full on.
an off time furry.
So you like to fuck ponies, do you?
Maybe.
Just
I'm not
sometimes,
sure.
right? Right.
Yeah, like I feel like they're really hard to fuck because they run away a lot. So
God
Wow.
damn it.
See what you put me and Rambo through, Grim. You're down with all the fucking teeth out fuckers and Rambo and I are normal sex guys.
Yo, bro, you don't even know if you haven't put a fucking goat's head through a finch yet.
I could try. I don't know if I can.
So what's up, man? What did you want to talk about? Hopefully it's not horse fucking, but
If it is, I gotta ban you from the server. That's all.
Are we still on?
Yeah, we're still live, bro. You're laughing on live.
No, I still have to get focused. I have to get focused a second. Hold on.
We got him excited about putting goats' heads through fucking fences. They can't run away that way if they're stuck.
my dick's a little hard. Hold on, let me go to my notes.
Anything new related to like? What could we talk about?
Oh, we also got another one, and I don't mind having him in here because he's been in. I think we've had Simo in here before, haven't we, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm new, so.
So Simo is a fellow Call of Duty head, and he wants to cover some stuff. Hey, Simo, what's up, brother?
WW2.
Oh, come on, Simo, unmute yourself. Damn it, woman. There we go.
There we go.
Woman.
Oh, I mean too. What's up, Simo? How's it going, sir?
Hey.
Now I forget. Did you fuck ponies too? Because there's so many.
No,
of them.
no, not at all. I'm not a brony or anything along those lines. That's definitely not my style at all. Nowhere.
Well, it's mine.
Well, good job. Good job with that one.
I can try hard enough. I'm not sure if I can master it. It's like one of the things you can't master, but you can try hard enough to.
See how
Harder
extremely
than breaking a horse in Red Dead Redemption.
using only assless chaps. Hekwan is like, you fuckers are gay. It just got super weird in here, but it's okay. It's always fun. All right, so Simo, I know you've been wanting to talk about Call of Duty, and I know you've been missing it for probably the last couple of streams when we did talk about it. What did you want to say about it, man?
Well, personally, I just want to say, from everything that I'm personally seeing, I'm probably one of the only people that's actually disappointed in what I'm actually been seeing.
Oh my goodness, blasphemy!
No, I mean, seriously though, I'm just not liking what I'm seeing at all.
Really?
Yeah, I'm really not. It's actually, there's a lot of different things about it that are kind of disappointing me. It's a lot of small things. Think about it in terms of 1,000 paper cuts or whatever, automatically going up to a knife wound, pretty much. It's just that type of thing.
Let's just be graphic about this shit.
Well,
have you had that many paper cuts? It sounds like you have.
You might want to learn how to hold paper.
Yo, man, I was gonna ask you, did you make a lot of ninja stars as a kid and became the master at killing people with them?
Motherfucker got pissed off at trees.
oh my
Off
god.
fidget spinner shurikens.
Oh
my
shit!
gosh.
But anyways,
No,
as you were
no,
saying,
but-
go ahead.
But no, it's just a lot of small things that add up into a huge mess.
Well, like what?
Yeah.
Well, to give a few examples, for one, instead of in Black Ops 3 and Call of Duty Ghosts and such, where they have the slide mechanic where if you press down on the stick, you can basically slide and boost forward pretty much.
Yeah.
They don't have that in World War II, which you could say it doesn't make sense from a realistic standpoint. It's they have, instead of having sliding, they have dolphin diving. You could say, oh, that doesn't make sense from a realistic
I don't
standpoint.
think dolphin diving was very realistic either. I'm gonna be quite honest.
It really kind of.
I think it's more realistic than the other.
It's just as realistic, if not more, than sliding.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, what's also realistic about
I'll be right back, guys. The floor is yours.
in
Go ahead.
combat roles? Okay, sure.
Oh, women were there, damn it. Women were there.
Yeah, but they weren't there fighting in the front lines of men.
Just because every piece of history says that they only had in the nursing role and maybe the French Resistance, you god damn it, they were fighting side by side with the Marines. They were there.
Yeah.
that's just, it's just one. That's just one small aspect. Another
That
small
pisses me off.
aspect for me is that like they're apparently, from what I understand, they're bringing back pro perks in a way. Um,
Yeah.
Wait,
it's
does Pro Perks make the money?
no.
Okay, I was
It's-
like, well, I don't know. I don't play COD online, so I.
well, you know what pro perks
Yeah.
are at least, right?
What?
Aren't they the upgrade versions of the regular
Well,
perks? Like,
okay.
you got the pro. You got pro, like, what was that one perk called from Black Ops? I forgot.
Well, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But Rambo, basically what pro perks are is that you have the base perk, and then you have to complete a challenge or a couple in order to unlock the upgraded version of it. And I hated
No, I
that.
didn't. I didn't know
I
that at all.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. And there were some challenges like in
They're
Black
outright
Ops
just
One that
hard
were
as fuck
just
to try to do.
yeah, or they were game mode dependent, and there was a specific game mode that was pretty much dead, so you couldn't even get the challenge hardly at all. Like Marathon Pro in Black Ops One, which grants you unlimited sprint. You had to get like 15 flag captures and capture the flag, but because that was a dead game mode, you really couldn't have a way to get it.
Maybe you should quit playing on PC.
I know.
That's what the.
No. Here's the thing. It's dead on console. This is the thing.
Oh
It's
wow!
dead. Yeah,
It really is.
Yeah, capture the flag on most Call of Duty games are dead on console.
That's all I ever play. Is if I'm going to play online, I'm going to play the capture the flag
I don't really know why they don't
Capture
play
the-
capture flags. All about
or
mode.
capture the spawn point, whatever.
Well,
Domination.
Domination, yeah, that's like
Yeah.
my favorite mode.
Well, domination, team deathmatch, free for all, and maybe a couple others every now and again, depending on the Call of Duty, are really what all people play. And you're not going to find hardly anything else on most Call of Duty games at all. So really, it seems like they're bringing back pro perks, which could potentially bring in some of those issues. Another
Well, maybe
thing is that
they'll like render it to a game mode that is more popular because maybe they have the data that you're seeing, and maybe they'll. I mean, they don't write it off just yet because maybe
It makes sense more for domination
if they do have the pro
than,
perks,
like, capture a flag.
yeah,
Is that just me thing?
Yeah, I hope that's what they do. If they're gonna bring it back, I hope they at least make it bearable and easy to get the stuff. But it's just why even bring it back at all? Like pro perks was not a thing that most people were happy with. They stopped doing that right after I think MW3 with Black Ops 2. So I don't know. You should have just kept it like from Black Ops 2 and such. Like and like another thing that also kind of bothers me, and this especially bothers me pretty badly, is the fact that apparently shotguns suck really bad
At close range, I don't really know.
at close range. Like it's really freaking terrible because they actually
Wait a minute, are you
Black Ops
talking?
3,
Are you
they
talking about?
missed- what?
Are you talking about on World War II?
Yeah, World War II, COD World War II, like the one that's coming up for this year. Apparently, the shotguns are really terrible in this game.
Yeah. I would just give
understand
it. I would give that time. I mean, because like you're talking about like a really early build right now. I would give it time until like after the beta to see if they make any changes after that.
Yeah, they need to collect their
Before-
data
Yeah,
before
but,
that. Yeah.
but here's the thing, though, dude. Like, how many Call of Duties have actually been released to the point where you can? Okay, we know what we need to do in order to make the shotguns actually at least decently viable up front. And by the way,
Okay, but here's the thing. I mean, here's the thing though. I mean, there's always a gun, and it's usually the fucking shotgun. That is
we're
like
talking about all the
completely.
shotguns. We're not talking
yeah.
about like.
Oh, I mean, like that's what I'm. If I'm getting killed, it's usually by a shotgun or a sniper rifle, one of the two.
Yeah,
But I mean,
sniper
like-
rifles are a problem, I find.
But I mean, if you look at it, they probably dumb it down in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like tweaking it, like tweak it down as low as it can possibly go or whatever, and then work its way up rather than trying to work its way from up the upper end and down. So I mean, obviously I don't play online with it, but I mean, I would give them at least the benefit of the doubt of getting the time with the beta and stuff like that. Because I think it's actually better that they actually wait for the beta than to try to like gauge up a previous duties to try to say, okay, well, we know this, we know that. At least they're doing it like that. Put it in a beta, give you a beta, and then they tweak from there. But let's just hope they tweak the right way.
Yeah, I hope so too. Honestly,
That's what.
but I am gonna give the beta a chance. I'm not gonna just write it off without even playing the beta. But right now, from everything that I'm seeing, I'm just super disappointed because I don't know. For me, I love Black Ops 3, and like everything that will be applicable for World War II from Black Ops 3 is completely thrown out the window to me. Like it just seems completely gone. I'm not talking about like the movement based stuff like wall running and stuff. I mean that's obvious. That's not going to be a thing. But
Yeah,
they could have at least kept
I was
sliding.
I was wondering. I was like going, did you really want them to keep that?
No. I mean,
Okay, now I get you. Yeah, I get you.
yeah. It's just everything that could be applicable to World War II is thrown out the window. It just I don't know. I'm not happy about it. And plus, I don't know. Part of me is like, going back to World War II is obviously a good thing. Most people are happy about that. But for me personally, I don't know. I mean, I rather would see like near future modern day than World War II.
I would say
Because,
like Vietnam, like that was just I like or not. Like,
oh yeah,
Battlefield 4.
Vietnam. That could be another thing.
Battlefield 4, and you guys play Battlefield 4. I like the era that's in because like there's a lot of guns and like it's just I like that era because I just like Battlefield 4 a lot. That's just me though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely think Vietnam is the sweet spot for FPSs. Like anyone that is based in Vietnam, I think is going to do really well.
Yeah.
Didn't Battlefield back up its do you have Vietnam DLC? Aaron?
I think with this, the only thing that really has upset me about the Call of Duty World War II is the fact that they're censoring history and changing history.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
fuck the Iron
that's
Cross
pissing
thing.
me off.
I mean, I don't know. There's absolutely no reason why you can't have the swastika in there. And it's not like that. It's not like, oh my god, I want to see that swastika. It's just like that. If you're playing a if you're playing a World War II game, like the imagery was actually a very big part of World War II.
Yeah. Apparently, though, it's going to be in single player, but not in multiplayer, which is like.
No, I've actually seen like what I mean. Those things change. I mean, the stuff that like they've shown like the screenshots of single player as they've replaced it with the Iron Cross.
Really?
That. Yeah, like that's how. Ain't that how Hitler like he's like uses propaganda like the Nazi symbol and all that stuff? Like I don't remember it too well because I haven't studied history in like 2 years, but yeah, the Nazi symbol's a big sign in like World War II.
Oh yeah, it was. That's a whole reason. The main reason why World War II even happened was because of the Nazis.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, memes.
So, I mean, to take their imagery out. I mean, I get that it's like a very sensitive imagery, but it's a very important imagery. I mean, like it's to get especially whenever you're sitting there touting like we're doing all this research to make sure that we have the most accurate representation of World War II. To have all these different details to make sure they're in there, and then you say, oh well, by the way, we're not having the Nazi imagery because it might offend somebody. I'm like, well, then they shouldn't fucking buy a damn World War II game if they get offended by seeing the swastika. And plus, you're getting to kill these people.
And also because of mainly Germany, because Germany has some pretty weird laws. I saw a video on it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is that they can remove they've removed stuff from like Germany's game before.
Yeah, I mean,
remove it from everybody's game because Germany can't handle it.
Yeah,
I mean,
go ahead. Hold on.
Okay, well, when it comes to like Germany, like yes, you are correct. They have a very strict law there. Well, I mean, let's put it this way: a guy in Germany was on was a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah,
and he joked around with his significant other, saying that he was going to turn that dog was annoying. He was going to turn that dog into something that was like, he was too cute or whatever. His girlfriend kept saying that, so he on the video is like, I'm going to make that dog the ugliest thing, and he started calling it a Nazi. And some SJW turned him into like the German people, and now he actually faces 15 years in prison.
Yeah, for something that's really meaningless.
Yeah, it was a fucking joke, and basically he said that they were like he's going to turn it to the most disgusting thing that you could possibly think of, and that would be a Nazi.
Yeah.
a slate against Nazis, they took it as like, well, you said Nazi. Like, so yeah, I mean, they are very strict with the whole Nazi thing.
But like what Meme said though, you could just censor the German version and
Exactly. That's exactly what should happen. Is they should censor the German version
and leave the rest alone.
just like what Wolfenstein does. And then
Just like what Left 4 Dead
Wolfenstein's
2
like a
did.
completely different game in Germany because Germany's got some like weird laws going on.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is like I think, but I mean, Wolfenstein is there in Germany. It was released in Germany, and all the Nazis, all the Nazi imagery was replaced with the Iron Cross. Fine, but all the game here was completely.
You know, I'm not so sure if this is actually true or not, but they might have actually been in talks with some of the with Feminist Frequency because I did see.
I don't doubt that in the least bit.
Yeah.
I see. That's like why I feel like SJWs are trying to like change history. Like they're trying to like change the history books and like
they are. That's exactly what they're doing because my kids come.
We're there.
My kids come home from school. Well, I mean, that's summertime now, but they come home from school with work that's actually has rewritten history completely.
What the fuck?
They've actually, my daughter came home one time where the Second Amendment was completely rewritten.
That's fucked.
It said basically that the Second Amendment, I mean, she had all the amendments on her paper, but the Second Amendment said that the militias had a right to bear arms. That was it. There was no anything else. That was the Second Amendment they put down. I have a huge problem with what they're doing because I don't know how you can. I mean, sure, history was terrible, man. History, bad shit happened, but
you can't just
erasing
ignore
it.
Like you can't
erasing
say,
it.
Nothing happened. Pure history.
Erasing it only guarantees it's going to happen again.
Yeah. Yeah, you need. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it, or however it goes. You know, that quote verbatim, pretty much.
It's a sad thing, and that's what they're doing with the
Second Amendment.
The Second Amendment to they're trying to change things to, and as much as people just accept it and don't fight back and don't say, I'm not talking about actually physically fight, but don't fight back or whatever. It's eventually going to happen to where it's just like basically we wake up the next day and the Second Amendment, whenever you actually look up the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
Whenever you look up,
we change.
Yeah, so I mean, it's as just actually the world, not just Americans, because it's happening all over the world.
Yeah,
but
Germany, like this whole thing, the SJW stuff is really affecting Germany and like Europe a lot. Like Top Hat did videos about these. It's fucked. Like they're forcing kids to go like Muslim things. Like, and if they don't, they'll put on their profile things racist. I shit you not.
Oh yeah,
video on it.
I mean it's happening, but and then there's been a thing in Sweden, I think, like sent a guy to like prison for like something simple like saying that you look nice or something.
What the fuck?
Like that was rape. That was rape.
That's
rape.
The law.
They are going way overboard over there, but I mean it's the same thing. It's infecting our games now. And that's what I don't like to see. That like let me look at Mass Effect Andromeda.
That game was a shit show with SJW stuff.
BioWare. That's the reason why I'm kind of leery about Anthem is because it looks great, and I'm hoping that they do a good job, and I'm hoping that they don't let that bullshit seep in. The BioWare is like known for their SJW bullshit.
Yeah, like I remember their Mass Effect 1 and all that stuff. They weren't known for this. Their whole SJW political stuff.
Yeah, it's just gotten worse over the years. And so I'm hoping that I don't know what an Anthem they could put that is quote SJW bullshit, but it's just something that's in the back of my mind whenever I buy a game from BioWare now.
Yeah, I can see that. I was just worried the game was
just so frustrating.
Animations. Like that's what I was worried about mainly. Like I was like,
I feel like
don't get me wrong. I mean, if I buy a game and if it's a a game like say, Mad Max. I mean, if they like turned Mad Max and it was like a female lead instead of Max, it was like Mad Maxine. It's not like that I wouldn't buy the game. It's not like I'm so much against playing as a female character and that, but I just don't like I don't like the idea of shit
It
being
forced
changed to
new
fit it. Yeah, to
franchises
being.
for it.
Yeah, I mean, instead of like ruining Mad Max, make another franchise. Make Mad Maxine.
Like,
Well,
look
yeah,
at
I don't give
Horizon
a
Zero
shit.
Dawn. That's a new female franchise. No one had a problem with that.
Well, I mean, there's some people that did like Solid
Yeah, but
Rev or
those are
whatever,
like,
but
like a minority of people, really. Like,
and
honestly.
it was a great game.
I
and
haven't
I
played
did-
it, but
I
I
did-
actually things
I
that.
think when it comes to whether or not you should have a female character in whatever game, it really comes down to, is there a good reason to have it? Is there an actual legitimate reason to have it? Is the story
Well, I
kind
say-
of fitting with it? Go ahead.
Said another good thing there in the thing. If you have a choice, male or female, you don't care. Me too. I don't give a shit. I'll actually most generally almost every time I have a choice, always pick a female because then
Same
I'm
here.
staring at a woman's ass the rest of the day instead of a man's ass.
Exactly. That's why I got a female characters in Destiny.
Yeah, me too. I have female characters in Destiny as well. Now that's another thing. Like with me though, like with games, like what you said there, to put a female in the league, always like the Horizon Zero Dawn, like other games. There's never a good reason to take a story and change it to a female. There's never a good reason for that.
You can't just take an established character. Like, look at Marvel Comics. You can't just take Iron Man and say, "Oh, sorry, he's a black."
Well, they tried. They tried turning Thor into a woman, a black person. In the comics,
Captain
and
America into a Nazi and all things.
Yeah, it did.
American character.
But I mean, like there was, and Brim's still in here. I think that actually it came back on them until they actually had to like negate that stuff. But that type of stuff is what bothers me, like within the games. Like I love female leads. I have no problem playing a female lead, but I have a problem whenever you're taking my game that's always been a certain character. I don't give a shit if it's and then you turn it into a female like that. Don't change the shit that's already going on unless you've actually built the story up to change, like Last of Us 2.
In Logan, like how in the movie Logan, basically they're trying to do the same thing, but they're doing it in the proper way.
So Wolverine's done. He's like retiring. He wants to
and I'm actually okay with the way they turned Logan, the Wolverine character. Now, like you can see it going forward, being that little girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They transitioned that okay. More reason as to why Logan was sick on the inside. I know they kind of talked about it, but I wish they would have shown a little bit, like that would have been like the beginning, and then it led up.
Really found out. I found out how sick like he was on the inside because I had to look up a video on it because I was like the context that they sort of said didn't really make sense at first until I watched one video and then it kind of made sense. Like his cells can no longer regenerate as like they. Like,
yeah, his X factor slowed down. Yeah.
Yeah.
His X factor was slowing down, and if you don't know what the poison was in his body,
I actually have a female Titan. Because I was going on the same like going, okay, well I'm gonna be doing the female thing because when I do the third person be with the swords or whatever. I was like, it's just a female, a female. That's what I was looking for. But then I actually have found. I mean, I have a male Titan on my Xbox, and I have a female Titan on my PlayStation. I found that I still like my Titan character the most, but I have found, like you, that the actual the Titan class is very with the male than it is with the female. The rest of them, they kind of work out interchangeable, but the Titan, there's to me feels like a difference.
Yeah, it's because Titans are bulky tanks, so it's like you expect them to be.
Yeah, to have like a little dainty Titan is kind of weird, and it actually transfers into like it seems like whenever you have like the punching or whatever, or even just
punch like melee.
yeah, it doesn't seem to have the same effect as it does if you went on the male Titans.
Yeah. Brim.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
What were you
I
saying?
don't know if Brim's still like. I see his name on the
You know,
thing.
you guys don't hear me?
But I
You don't hear me?
hear him talking at all.
Yeah, what were you saying earlier, Brim?
On which part?
Shaner, you there?
Like on the Wolverine, like on Logan.
Oh, Logan. Yeah, so
Brim, you're lighting up, but we can't hear you.
I can hear Brim.
I can't hear Brim at all.
Okay, hold
Brim a
on.
little bit.
Let me hold on. Let me hold on. Okay, how's that?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Have you been talking this whole time?
Yeah, I was trying to, but evidently nobody could hear me.
No, I was wondering, well, we were just gonna keep on with the conversation because I was like,
yes.
all right, well, I guess.
Yeah, I was trying to explain the whole Wolverine thing, but I guess you couldn't hear me, so it's all good.
Did he shoot himself with animetamine or whatever that I can't say that damn word, and then it didn't work?
No. Okay, so what happened with Wolverine? All right, so Wolverine's death is caused by the adamantium that the asshole put into him because he had regenerative capabilities, which is called his X factor. Over the years, his X factor actually deteriorated because of the adamantium. So slowly, the adamantium has been killing him over the years. So yeah, he was able to like fast regen and shit. Yeah, the adamantium poisoned him slowly, and it killed off his X factor. But like, the community is kind of in an uproar, and this is where you can kind of tell who reads and who doesn't. A lot of people that didn't read, like, was sort of in the same boat as you, Rebel. You didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, so for those of you that do read, like, it'll explain it to you. Like, his X factor actually slows down because of the metal that's in his body. If he didn't have the metal in his body, then Hugh Jackman would not be retiring. but it was a good turning point, though. I have to agree with you, Rambo. I love the way they ended.
They did a really
Logan,
good job at
because
transitioning to a female.
Yeah, well, because it's like they transitioned well enough that it could actually co-align with the comics a little bit, and people would still get it. So I think Logan was really well done. I love that movie. I thought that it was depressing as fuck, though. Other than that, it was really good.
It was so fucking sad, man. I never thought I would cry to see Wolverine die, but man, I shed a tear.
Yeah,
I'm not ashamed to say that. That was my favorite fucking X-Men.
Yeah.
And that girl's fucking badass, so I'm gonna like her.
Oh, that's his daughter. His daughter is fucking ridiculous.
But to me though, I mean, like I have a problem with them switching out characters with females because of the fact of we got to have a female. I don't mind, however,
a woman more if we have to have a female character.
I've been trying to say that. Like it actually demeans you even more. It's like to me, if I was with employers or whatever, or even with it like the way they're using kind of an affirmative action type of standpoint with these movies and these games, is that if I was a black person or I was a female and I was like, say they were having like a mass hiring at a company and I went and applied and I felt that like maybe I wasn't quite 100% like the best candidate. But all of a sudden I got the job. I would be wondering, did I get the job? Because like say if I'm in the waiting room, I'm talking to some guy that's like a white guy or whatever, and he's like extremely accomplished, like way more than me, but I got the job. I get the job. I mean, is it simply because of the color of my skin? Am I there just to fit a quota? And to me, that demeans you more than just hiring you based off your skill set or changing the narrative to a female based on the fact that the movie is supposed to transition that way or the game is supposed to transition that way, kind of like The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Like that's a natural progression. Joel got old and now we're on Ellie's story, which is cool. I don't mind that at all.
Which sort of makes sense because Joel's like in his 60s, I think, when Last of Us was out.
Yeah, so obviously he's not going to be. Yeah, obviously he's not going to be the one running around killing all these people in The Last of Us 2, and she is, which I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Like I'm playing as a female in that. I'm like, fine. They did it. They set it up perfectly. Even though that I know that Neil Druckmann is a Femme Frequency fan, like he is a fan of Anita Sarkeesian.
And Ellie,
he still did it in a way where I don't. Go ahead. You went out.
I think someone told me like apparently he said Ellie was based off Anita Sarkeesian, which I can't see personally. Like I'm not trying to sound like an ass.
Ellie's tough, and I don't think Anita. I think Anita would be scared of her own fucking shadow.
Yeah.
But
Should play victim and block a zombie.
yeah, appropriated the zombies. Uh, but no, man, I feel like like even though he is a fan of Anita and type of mindset or whatever, he still transitioned that game in a way to where and set it up to where it was just a natural progression for them to switch to Ellie.
Yeah.
That's cool. But now, what game are they trying to like turn to? I figured.
Remember the last night? What's happened with the last night? Like a trailer that actually makes the game look kind of good. Like I got interested in it. Like the last night.
Yeah, but yeah. Did you actually hear the story behind the last night? I actually thought that I was gonna get it like based on multiple platforms based on
I
the.
saw the story. I Sargon did a video on it and like show what it said before they had to change it. Like the story.
Yeah, but he was originally a Gamergator and like anti-feminist and was like standing up against the like basically an egalitarian.
Yeah.
And then since all this came out and all this old tweets came out, now he's basically changed his stance, saying that he learned from his mistakes. He was a terrible person back then. Like there's nothing, he believes in inclusivity and the whole.
I think he's just pandering. Like, I don't think.
I hope so because like that's just because I'm like I was really excited the fact that there was actually a game coming out that goes against the current trend of games.
Yeah, like
I really hope
like
that you're right.
Socialism, like neighbor type of thing, like in the last night.
Yeah, it's based on. It's kind of from what I understand is like based on sort of like a socialist. Like if I mean it doesn't come out and basically say socialist, but I mean it's basically based on the fact like if socialists took over.
Yeah.
And it had all the feminists like up in a roar, like they were freaking out.
And what was that one like? Who one was trying to get in Congress? She's trying to get in the Congress.
Oh, Brianna Wu, yeah.
She pissed me the fuck off of what she said. Like about
oh yeah. Another person that pissed me off even worse than her was a guy from Ubisoft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pirate.
He actually said that he pirate the game.
I'm gonna pirate.
I'm like I even
fuck you over.
I tweeted everybody at like every single Ubisoft. I went through Twitter and looked at every single Ubisoft ad that I could possibly do. Tweet saying if this is what you employ, you can guarantee that. I mean, as much as I love Assassin's Creed, I won't be supporting it. I'll find a way to pirate it.
I'll pirate
or buy it used.
Get it used, like fuck you, Ubisoft. Like that's a piece of shit thing to say, especially to an indie developer, really.
Absolutely.
From a large company as Ubisoft to like have a person publicly say they were going to like
pirate
hurt an indie developer. That does not look good at all to you.
Like, how come we're at this point where like you can make a game making fun of Republicans all day, every day, but if you as soon as you do one out of a liberal, it's like, oh god, it's like liberals can't do nothing wrong. They're the purest heart people ever. It's like really.
That's the way the narrative works these days. I don't agree with it. I don't think that it should be that way. I honestly don't think that really making fun of either side. It's just that
I think he just doesn't. You can make. I think you should be able to make fun of both sides and nothing like.
Well, I think that like whenever I think of making fun of the other side, it's usually pushed way far overboard.
Yeah,
and I think
it's
that
like
I think
kind of.
Yeah, and I think in the good fun sense, I'm with you 100%. Like both sides should be able to be mocked.
Yeah, everything should be mocked. Nothing should be like pre-cut.
Any ideology should be mocked. I just feel like the ideologies you should mock them. It shows.
Well, when it comes to ideologies, I will say this though: there are some ideologies that are good, and there's some that are bad. Every one of them has their problems in terms of gray areas and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But there are also just some that are just flat out wrong, and those I feel like should just be rejected at every single turn, every single corner you turn, because they're just objectively bad. Like socialism, communism, fascism, that type of stuff. You know. But,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could argue that socialism in the beginning is objectively better.
Yeah,
but here's the thing: are
socialism-
you really gonna judge everything off a short-term results?
No,
Or
no,
you're-
no. I mean,
Because
I was
I
just
saw this
saying, like,
video,
no,
like, look at Brazil.
it's
Look at
not
Brazil.
long lasting.
Like, look at socialism in Brazil. Look how that worked out for them.
or even better
It's
example,
never worked-
Venezuela.
Like, and it was awful, by the way. Brazil is
Longer
awful.
than 10 years. Like the first 10 years are great, and then it goes to shit.
It's not even
Yeah.
that, man. Like it's actually very, depending on the savings rate and how much wealth is had by a country beforehand, it can be gone in like less than 3
Oh well,
years.
yeah. Well, obviously, but I mean,
just
like
look at Venezuela. Like Venezuela, I think was like
a country like ours would last about 10 years.
no,
And
it wouldn't
then
even
it
last
would
that.
go to- it would
Like,
go to-
no, it would. I have a feeling it'll probably last at
Is that-
best 5 years. At best. At best. I
Hmm.
seriously doubt like.
Well, let's try to work our way back to games, because that was like one of the big things. Like a lot of people did not like
Yeah,
here lately is hearing a bunch of politics. So even though as much fun as I love talking about it,
yeah. It's just one of those
Yeah,
things
that's
that, like,
totally
you have to
fine.
switch.
That's totally fine. Let's talk about something that I actually did. At least for me, I
Can I
kind
say
of.
something a bit
I'm kinda- I
about
was
the
kinda
Xbox
looking
One
for it.
X real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
How it's not true 4K. I want to point that out. It's true 4K for some games, not Assassin's Creed, and probably not Red Dead Redemption 2.
well, most of the games actually aren't going to be like Did you say 4K 60 or 4K?
Like native 4K. 4K 60, forget about it. Like that's
Well,
like you need like two 1080 Ti's, like probably do 4K above 60 maybe.
somebody did a article, and Solid Reps shared it on Twitter. The picture of it. And did y'all see the game Super Lucky's remember with a fox or whatever?
Super
No,
Lucky's
I've
Tale.
never-
Yeah, I saw it. It was
Never
from
heard
the
of that.
conference.
Yeah, that actually looked really good. I like that. That looked like a lot of fun. But they actually came out on this article and said, due to the power of the Xbox One X, this game will be running at 4K 60. I'm like going, well, it's like really
I
not
don't
that.
think that
Shouldn't be that difficult to get that game to run 4K 60.
Like it's
Like
like
that.
same thing with Forza. Like I'm not trying to say Forza is bad, but like it's
a racing game.
Like won't be as hard to like run 4K 60.
Fighting games, racing games, like simple 2D platformer games, those I can see that running at 4K 60.
Well, yeah, I mean those are a little bit easier. I mean they've even actually came out and said that the Gran Turismo Sport that's the exclusive racer for
PlayStation.
Sony, yeah, it'll be running at native 4K 60. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that it's less powerful than the what's it called,
Xbox
the
One X.
Xbox One X, but I mean they're still able to do it because it's a racer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like those types of games in general, just always they have because of the gameplay that they are and how the genre that they are. They can cut corners and do things that ultimately don't require as much power. Unlike
Yeah.
a shooter, unlike
Open
those-
world game.
Yeah, unlike an open world shooter type thing, it can't. Those games can't cut those corners because they just require more horsepower to even function.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why anybody is mad about it. Like nobody should be mad that the Xbox One X isn't hitting 4K native 4K.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that at all. Really, here's the thing. For me personally, here's what I want them to do. I want them to stop focusing on 4K. Period. Really. and
4K
just
just don't
it-
look
just-
at it's just
it-
nothing really.
it-
It's a buzzword.
Yeah, exactly. I just want them to focus on actually making all their games
Like
1080p, 60 frames per second.
Okay,
That's
well
all.
here's the thing though is that I mean I would agree with you 100%. I mean I think every platform should nail down the 1080p 60 before they ever even move it to a different thing. The only thing is though is that whenever you're trying to market a game,
it's easier to like, oh, it's in
market
4K.
at 4K than it is 60 frames per second.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with you on that aspect. And I think from the marketing perspective, it's a genius thing to do. However, I will say this though. As a whole, they should also market to the people that understand these things and not just solely say, oh, it's 4K, but they should also say, well, even if you don't have a 4K monitor and you can't take advantage of this, you will still get a lot better performance. In
Well,
fact,
they did
every
do
single
that.
game. I mean, here's the thing though. Like Destiny 2 is running at 30 frames per second.
Right.
Yeah, like and that game should be 60. I
Yeah.
like everyone's saying like the pro can't handle it, but I believe that game could, if they lowered like 900p or 1080p 60, I believe it can do it 1080p 60.
I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
bottleneck though is actually the CPU and not the
Or
GPU.
maybe
use the-
900p 60. Like I'm just saying.
It could do 1080p 60, I think.
No, well, not for Destiny 2. Not for
The
Destiny.
Pro could, I think.
No,
I mean, I
no, no,
At
no.
1080p 60?
No, Destiny 2 cannot do 60 FPS period on the Pro on the Xbox on the
No, you're how do
PlayStation
you,
Pro.
okay. How do you know this for one thing? Because what they said is that they can't do like Destiny 2 cannot hit 4K 60 on the Pro.
No, no,
They
no.
never said it can't hit 60 FPS anyway. Because if it even
No. Listen. I'm talking like there was a Digital Foundry video that came out. and-
Oh,
Right.
yeah, the video.
Yeah. That
well, yeah,
video.
but they were talking about they were seriously talking about
What?
1080p 60. It can hit 1080p 60 because you free up a lot more of that RAM and a lot more of that CPU by lowering that resolution.
Yeah.
The next thing where you can actually then put that back towards the frames per second. They just chose to focus on the resolution.
Well, that's a really stupid idea for the devs to do if that's the case. Because here's the thing.
So I mean, you're looking at it as like it's so much easier to say this thing is native 4K or 4K than it is the 60 frames per second. Because while you and I get 60 frames per second, we understand it. The difference being is that you can't see 60 frames per second. You can feel it; it feels good. But if you're looking at if I show.
You can see 60 frames per second on my phone.
Okay.
I can see 60 frames.
What I'm
per
saying,
second.
I'm not saying that you can't, like the human eye can't see 60 frames per second. What I'm saying is that whenever you're trying to market a game,
It's a buzzword.
You're showing them
that's
that.
all it is mainly.
like if they say 60 frames per second, the normal person is going to be like, oh well, like what's the difference between that and nothing looks different. Whereas like 4K to 1080p, you're going to be able to see the difference. You know what I mean? Like that
Well,
is
you
so
know,
much easier
I
to market,
will.
and I get that, but you got to think is like the casuals.
Well,
Most of the money.
I don't know if I would actually agree with that completely. Only because when I look at the success of Call of Duty on the 7th generation console, most of that success had to do with two parts. The gameplay of itself, and that's a small aspect of it, but mostly the fact that the game ran at 60 frames per second. It was the only console game, like pretty much the only console game, especially during the late part of the 7th generation lifespan, that actually ran at 60 frames per second. And
Okay, that-
and people, and here's the thing, people didn't realize this, but at the same time though, they don't. If I guarantee you, if you were to hand them a 30 frames per second Call of Duty versus a 60 frames per second Call of Duty,
They would tell the difference.
Yeah, and you even if you were to just
Easily.
simply say, like,
But you just answered your question.
But no, listen.
But you just answered your own
I'm,
question.
no, I'm not even done explaining this yet. Here's the thing. When you watch gameplay, right? Let's say you're watching on your phone that can do both. They can do 60. They can do up to 60 frames, right? And you're watching some gameplay, and you're looking at it on your phone, and you can see, oh, well, I have the option to turn it to 60 frames per second at 720p, or I can watch it at 4080p and 30 frames per second. For me, when I view the difference, I'm automatically like, well, shoot, I want the 720p because I like the extra 30 frames I get on there. I feel
Feels
like
more
that's
smooth.
it's a lot more smooth. It looks a lot better. It's not even just the fact that you go from 4080p to 720p. It's the fact that it's mostly the frame rate buff that you get.
I get.
And here's the thing. If
You
you
can tell.
were to-
I'm just saying if you're marketing that on like because through a commercial or through whatever, it's not gonna have the same impact as like you being able to go in there and see that you can get a 60 frames per second option and switching it on. Because you actually effectively went in there and did that. So it changes like you got to mind you. Now, I'm not talking about the people that have dealt with 60 frames and 30 frames and can tell the big difference. I'm talking about regular people.
Well, the problem is
Like unless if that
everybody at some point has played a 60 frames per second game.
without knowing it, like you just said
Yeah, but
that.
here's the thing.
But that's the thing.
No,
you
listen,
can't.
listen,
Oh my
listen,
God.
Rambo. No, Rambo. I'm not trying to be like dodgy or whatever. I'm just simply trying to explain my point in a better way you can understand what I'm trying to say. You can still market the whole 60 frames per second thing just as well as the resolution aspect. You just have to change your wording around.
I disagree.
Because if you look at, like, let's take this for example. Let's say you look at Call of Duty's, like, whenever they do their multiplayer reveal, right? When they talk in Call of Duty, when they talk about those reveal things, they always mention, oh, the game's always gonna be the game's gonna be super smooth. It's gonna be that super smooth 60 frames per second gameplay you're always familiar with. That people don't realize it, but that triggers in their head, and it's like, oh yeah, that gameplay was actually very smooth. You know, they may not exactly realize it, but here's the thing. They marketed it in a way that they still understood that, hey, I'm going to be getting a very smooth, very good performance with this particular game. It's not necessarily 4K is not resolution is not the only option you can.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying that there. I'm not saying it is. But you
But I
continually.
think, but also too. But here's a no. Listen.
I mean, every
in
time
the
I try
end,
to.
no, in the end, marketing by frame rate, I believe, will be better because again, when you look at Call of Duty.
Disagree.
No. Why did Call of Duty dominate the 7th gen?
Because it's Call of Duty. It had nothing to do with the frames per second.
That's not a good argument because just for saying it's Call of Duty doesn't explain.
They made a good game. They made a good game.
Well, why is it a good game? Why?
Because back then they actually made a damn good story. They made a damn good everything. I mean, everything worked out because the very first game
but story does not have much to do with Call of Duty because
it did in the beginning.
No, Call of Duty is primarily a multiplayer.
In the very beginning, it wasn't even a multiplayer game.
No, it's always been a multiplayer.
The multiplayer was a co-op type thing.
Dude, you realize that Call of Duty first started on the PC, and PC had multiplayer, right?
Call of Duty started with, like...
It was a PC title exclusively on Call of Duty.
No, it wasn't?
1. Yeah, it was.
Wait, did you just say it was not originally a PC game? Did you just say that on stream? Oh.
No, I didn't say it wasn't a PC game.
Oh, okay.
It was multiplayer. It had multiplayer.
1 was on console and on PC.
It didn't come to console though until way later.
Oh,
but here's the thing: Call of Duty's always had multiplayer.
Okay, what I'm saying,
always had multiplayer, and where it's got its legs always was from multiplayer. Most people, when they start playing a Call of Duty game, they don't skip straight to the single player and play that all throughout the entire year, because you could really only play a Call of Duty game like once or twice, maybe 3 times at most.
Okay,
and enjoy it that long.
Can I actually answer you?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Because I mean, like every time I give you an answer, like you come up with a different reason as to why, like. But every time you do that, you actually answer your question. The people didn't realize they were playing at 60 frames per second, but then whenever they realized they were like, "Oh yeah, it did feel smoother." You're sitting there saying people did not realize it, even until they were told. You're saying that whenever they were talking about Call of Duty, they were talking about it's going to be a smooth gameplay experience. You're like, then you said, oh yeah, people didn't realize. Well, yeah, that was pretty smooth. Well, it's because that you can't. That's not marketing. That's like them actually having to force.
Marketing it. That's still
no,
marketing.
It's not because whenever you're talking about a very very small group that actually watch.
Everybody can feel the gameplay difference and see the gameplay difference.
Feel it, yes.
And see it as well.
It's too. You can't market feeling.
No, you can't.
You can't. It's impossible to market feeling because whenever you're marketing, the game's not out yet, so nobody can feel shit.
No, listen, dude. What marketing is all about is trying to basically convince people to say, oh, well, I guess that's a good idea. I guess I'll go along with that. That's all that marketing really is. Now,
a lot easier to market than 60 frames per second.
No, you can still do it. No, both of them are actually.
Oh my god.
Marketing frames per second over resolution, I personally feel is a better alternative method.
It would be a better thing for us because everything would be 60 frames per second. But I'm saying as far as
it's
marketing,
a better idea. It's a better idea for the. It's a better idea for them as a whole because again,
it's not. You just said people have actually played the game. Back in 7th generation, they actually played. No, wait a minute. They actually played the game. 60 frames per second until somebody told them.
Quick question: does Horizon Zero Dawn run at 60 or no?
I guess 30 Horizon.
I think it's 30. But what I'm saying is, like,
oh wait, all right. Let me give you an example of how this.
Oh wait.
Right?
You said wait. You said about that one of the only games on console last generation that ran at 60 frames per second was Call of Duty. So that means every other game that they played was running at sub 60 or 30 frames per second. So every other game, and then they played Call of Duty. They still didn't even realize that it was 60 frames per second until somebody told them.
No, but here it's a subconscious type of thing.
I got that right there. That means that they would have to do more work.
No, they're not necessarily because.
God.
Listen, marketing. I don't think you realize this, but when it comes to marketing, they're doing more mind tricks than anything else.
Okay, side by side. If you put a 4K image next to a 1080p image, can you tell the difference without anybody telling you that one's 4K and one's 1080p? Can you look at it and just tell a difference?
Yeah, just like you can with 60.
No, you can't because you just said
you can see the.
Oh my God!
Listen,
Jesus
dude,
Christ! You just said wait. No, you just said that the only game that was 60 frames per second was Call of Duty, but they didn't even realize that they was 60 frames per second until it was told. Then you said even just now, whenever they were doing the Call of Duty marketing, like when they were doing Call of Duty, just a minute.
Because
they were talking just a minute.
That's dog at Rambo.
Then whenever you said that they were talking about Call of Duty, you're talking about it's going to be a smoother experience. You're like, then they were like, after they played it, and they were like, well, oh yeah, that was kind of smooth.
Rambo.
It's not as easy to market.
Rambo, pause. You're getting a little bit. I'm not even angry about this, dude. You're getting a little bit.
I'm not angry at all.
But your tone of voice does not tell me otherwise. I'm gonna send you this little PM to that. Just a small little video that I uploaded, and I want you to put this video in 4080p.
Jesus Christ!
And then put it at 60, and then put it at 720p, and tell me you can't see the difference between 60 and 30.
Jesus Christ! Okay?
Like
let me. Okay, just a second.
My point is this, though. My overall point, if you want to summarize it down like a paragraph, right? My overall point is this. If they marketed instead of doing resolution, doing frame rate, they would do a lot better as a whole.
No, they wouldn't.
Because not only can people see the difference with frame rate, they can also feel the difference, and they would automatically say, "Oh, it's better," because 30 FPS is objectively worse than 60 or higher.
You cannot feel.
You can't feel the difference in resolution, though.
No, but you can actually physically see it.
Yeah, just like you can with 60 frames per second too.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Not when you're looking at a damn commercial. You could not tell. Well, that game's running at 60 frames per second. That game's running at 30 frames. That game's running at 42. It's hovering around 42 to 30.
No, listen. Back when YouTube didn't have the option for 60 frames per second, you would have a valid point.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Listen to what you're saying.
No,
No, stop for a second, please.
Oh my gosh.
Because you keep interrupting me every time I'm trying to talk to you. Whenever you go down there and you say, okay, well, look at this cog, 480p, and then I look at this little quality symbol, then I look at 720p, and I say, and then that's all it is, and then I look at when it says 720p, 60 frames per second. You've already told your mind that thing's in 60 frames per second. So you've already changed the narrative. They can't do that on a TV screen. They can't go, well, here's an option. Here's like a 30-second commercial where they're advertising Call of Duty during the Super Bowl. There's no option to switch it to 60 frames per second between the two.
People even view advertisements on.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Listen, we're not even like what we're talking about.
No.
Is we're talking about like YouTube
Simo,
and
commercials are not 60 FPS, and you can't tell anything from a
stuff.
commercial. Those are 24.
I wasn't even talking about TV commercials. I was actually talking about like YouTube and stuff.
Same thing.
No, that's not
You
the
cannot
same
tell.
thing.
You can't tell the difference unless you switch it.
No, most people automatically go to 720p if they have the option of the internet bandwidth to do it, which most people do.
Even the
fuck with the
720p,
settings on
720p is not automatically 60 frames per second.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
No,
it's not.
Yeah, it is.
If it's 60 frames per second, wait, dude, just a second, please. Right now, if you go to the cogwheel on this stream right now,
Because
240, just a second, please. To 144p, 240p,
Dude.
360, just a second. I can't ever get an explanation out to you because you keep
Brimstone
interrupting.
doesn't have 60 frames per second on the stream, dude.
Point. You just said though, every time you go to 720p, it's 60 frames per second. It's not.
Because it's channel dependent. But if the person
Exactly.
has 60
Oh my
frames
God.
per second,
Jesus.
it's automatically going to be 60 frames per second at 720p or higher.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It says 60 frames per second. If you go to the 720p option right now on this stream,
Yeah, because he
It's
doesn't
not
have
60 frames.
He doesn't have 60 frames per second on this video at all right now.
then that just negates what you just said.
No, it doesn't, because like I said already, if the
Wait,
person
wait.
if the
Oh my-
person
I
uploaded
gotta-
a 60 frames
my
per second
God.
video, this automatically
Oh my
going to be
Jesus.
720p 60 if they already have 60 uploaded. by
It's going to
default.
automatically be 60 on every single thing that they upload. 60 frames per second. Whenever you go to look at the options, every single option is 720p. Once it hits HD, it says 720p, 60 frames per second. 1440p, 60 frames per second. 4K. And once they actually, if they rendered it in, like, say, the highest resolution and frame rate at 60 frames per second, from that point all the way down to the 720p is all going to be 60 frames per second. Wherever they rendered the video, whatever the top resolution is that they rendered the video.
I really want you to take a look at this one video from this guy named Drifter, okay? Just listen. I want you to look at this one video, right? I want you to look at this one video that I'm about to link you via Discord, right? And I want you to put it at either 720p or 1080p, right?
Yourself.
I just DM'd you the video.
Okay.
I just DM'd you the
Please.
video. Right?
You know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you
No,
guys.
no.
I don't even know what the hell you guys are arguing about. I've lost it.
I'm not.
Oh my God!
Listen. Just do what I'm asking you to do real quick, alright? Just do what I'm asking you to do real quick. This is not complicated.
Sounds
It's
like
not complicated.
No, I just open up the video in another tab real quick, please. I'm not even
Alright,
mad.
do you think we should switch topics, Brim?
Yeah, because I really don't. I've lost track of where everybody's at now. I'm just like, I thought I had the subject, and then I came back and it was like something different. So I'm like, okay.
He's saying you could mark it 60 frames per second just as easy as you can 4K.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Because my proof example is really Call of Duty.
Is me actually
it's
physically
really Call
switching.
of Duty. Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty, one of the biggest. I would probably argue the biggest reason why it's so successful is because it was the only back on the 7th generation console.
That people couldn't tell until they were told.
Dude,
that's great marketing.
When PS3 launched, Simo, you did not even know what 60 FPS was.
no, I knew what 60 FPS was, dude.
No, what I'm saying
you
is the people that bought the console, nobody cared about 60 frames per second because nobody even talked about it. But the thing is, though, is that you just said, "Oh my God," you're talking about if you're in the PC area, maybe. But what I'm saying
this
is
where you'll be wrong once again.
Jesus.
Do you not realize that the
I'm
original
not wrong
Super
on
Mario
this.
Brothers? No,
You
listen.
just
Do you
literally
not realize that the
said,
original Super Mario Brothers ran at 60 frames per second?
"Hey, guess what?
Go
So
ahead.
this
What?
is going to negate everything. If you back in the 7th generation, if I put all those games up, like just a screenshot from every game, or even just the actual gameplay itself, just gameplay, And one of them, I'm talking about one out of every single one of those damn games that were in the 7th generation, one of them was at 4K. I'm not talking about the frames per second. One of them was at 4K. The rest of them were at the resolution that they were at last generation. Could you tell the difference just by looking at it?
Yes, just like
Yeah, wait,
YouTube videos, dude.
My God, just a second.
I just answered your question. I said yes.
Dude, don't interrupt him.
Okay,
I didn't interrupt.
But what I'm saying is that what you just said just a minute ago is people played that every game last generation was either sub 60 or 30 frames per second locked. That you said people actually played Call of Duty, the only game running at 60 frames per second. That should have been a noticeable difference. Bam, right off the bat.
Yeah, it was. You want to know why? You want to know why?
You're interrupting again.
Oh,
Stop or you're going to get muted.
Oh my gosh. I'm not trying to interrupt. I'm just simply trying
Well, you're doing it. You don't need the last word.
You just said people didn't even know that they were playing at 60 frames per second until they got told they were. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, that was smoother." That right there should tell you that it's not as easy to market because they actually had to be told after they played the only game.
And can I say this?
That they got to experience 60 frames per second.
Can I say this real quick, please?
Sure. Then we're moving on because I'm done.
Okay, so here's the thing.
All right, I think we should just end it off on here.
Like, oh my gosh, I'm not even. Here's the thing. When it came to the popularity of, let's just say, Halo versus Call of Duty, right? When it came to the popularity of those two games, Call of Duty ran at 60 pretty much all the time. Alrighty? Halo ran at 30 all the time, pretty much. Modern Warfare 2 dominated Halo 3 and dominated Halo Reach. Why? Because it ran at 60. Halo did not. Halo had better gameplay, but at the same time, the performance of the two were not even comparable. Now, you could argue that, people don't realize that, and yeah, I said that, but at the same time, though, people naturally and always go to the 60 frames per second, even if they don't necessarily realize why they're doing it. And if you try to smooth talk them and they basically say, well, we Call of Duty has better performance, it feels smoother, and you're with that familiar gameplay you're always used to, they're gonna instinctively.
That's not marketing.
No, that is marketing.
No, it's not. That's like coercing. Marketing is basically when they can throw something on the screen and they don't have to tell you.
What is marketing versus? What is the difference between marketing and coercing?
Because marketing, they can just simply throw it on the screen and you can be like, bam, I can see that. Bam, there it is.
You do realize
they don't have to smooth talk you. They don't have to do anything. It's just there.
You do realize marketing,
that.
Though, that it's basically the same thing, because what's the point of coercion and what's the point of marketing?
Okay, then can I ask you this? Can I ask you this?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
This generation, Halo 5 plays at 60 frames per second, locked. Every Call of Duty this generation, Call of Duty still killed fucking Halo 5. Why?
You want to know why?
Now you know, because I guess you're going to tell me because.
No, it's actually a good reason, because when it came to what Halo 5 was doing, it's basically the equivalent of me handing you a pepperoni pizza when all you asked for was cheese.
Okay.
Like, Halo didn't. The Halo
can
fan base.
Can we move on, please? Because
I got one way we could. I want to answer his question. He said, "What's the differences between coercion and marketing?" All right, so this is the very thing that Sony tried to do at the beginning of their generation, and they got sued for it by a bunch of gamers that were pissed off by the false advertising. By gamers, they were telling gamers that Killzone was going to be running at a 60 FPS at 1080p. Nowhere in the thing did it say the first part about the aspect ratio. So everybody that tested this thing out knew, even Digital Foundries is the one that discovered it, that it wasn't a true 1080p. That is coercion.
I think it was 1080i.
Yeah, that is coercion, and they got sued for it. So it was false marketing. That's the difference. One is based on legal obligation to the marketing and to the consumer, and the other one is just straight up lying. And then when the lies
Now,
can be
don't get me
proven,
wrong.
that's coercion, and that's
Don't get me wrong. 60 frames per second is better than 30 frames.
This
So
is-
60 frames per second, I would love it. That there's no debate on that.
Yeah,
I'm just
and
saying.
I would,
I'm just saying whenever you're running it, when you're running an ad, and 4K, or you actually put the game in 4K when you're running it, you can actually see the difference. You can actually physically see the difference. Whenever you're in now, mind you, now if you have to go into a setting else and change a setting to get 60 frames per second and to where you actually see it say 60 frames per second, you're tricking your mind already. It's not. I'm not saying that it's not visibly demonstrative, but what I'm saying is that your mind is already preset because you are physically clicking a link to take you to 60 frames per second. But whenever they start marketing these things, like in movie theaters and everything else, you're not going to be able to do that. So you cannot physically tell as just as easy 60 frames like when you're sitting in front of a movie theater as you can the 4K in a movie theater. It's so much easier. I get that it's better. I would love it. But marketing doesn't just happen on YouTube. Marketing doesn't always have a cogwheel where I can switch it to 60 frames per second and switch it back to 30 to see
Do
the
TVs
difference.
even have 60 frames per second?
That TVs are 60 frames per second.
yeah, they are.
Now
Again, we could argue like the thing about this all day. All I'm gonna simply say is
wait, wait. You've already said what you got to say. That's what you said just a minute ago. You were done. So let's just move on.
Oh gosh, whatever. If you really,
All right.
if you really want to be like that, whatever.
What do you mean, whatever? I mean, do you want to spend another hour beating a dead horse?
I really don't.
No, I just.
I know we know a lot of people that like to fuck them, but I don't want to beat one. So let's move on.
I don't know. I don't feel like I'm explaining it right, but whatever. I'm terrible at explaining things, and
It's all good.
I feel like what's in my head versus what's in Rambo's head isn't exactly meshing together, and I feel like if like for whatever reason, if me and Rambo were to come back to this another day, and I was to figure out a better way to explain what I'm saying, probably he would understand, but whatever.
It happens, dude. I mean, that's how wires get crossed sometimes. It's all good. So is there anything that you guys wanted to talk about before we end it? Because we are getting kind of up there in the time.
No, not really.
We're getting out there at the time.
It's like 3:30 where I'm at.
2.5 hours.
Oh,
I actually fell asleep for 20 minutes and came back to this bullshit.
I took a nap for you and came here. Like I took a nap for you and came here.
It happens, yeah, whatever. No, I mean, you gotta admit though, like some of the times these little back and forths, our guys that watch it actually like it. They're like, wow, that's pretty. I've never seen Rambo like this, so it's whatever. If any case, it's just entertainment value for our audience, not a big deal. But overall, whatever, no harm, no foul.
yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. I don't get mad.
Annoyed and mad are two different things. You could get
annoyed or just passionate. It's like that. I mean, that's not me being mad at all. I wasn't mad at you. I have no hard feelings towards you at all. So I mean, don't leave out of here thinking that there was some. I was thinking some way towards you.
It's because you're Jewish, Simo.
Is he?
No.
Well,
no. Okay, I didn't know.
J-O-O, is that a thing?
Wait, what? Hold on.
Are you a J-O-O?
You're a J-O-O, right? Yeah.
The fuck is it? J-O-O.
What is
Jew.
Yeah, that's how you spell Jew.
that? Oh no, I am a Christian, but
okay,
that's not a Jew. Yeah, there you go.
Not. All right, so you guys want to go ahead and shout yourselves out before I end it with these guys?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess I don't really have anything planned for YouTube right now. I mean, I'm thinking about.
I got something planned.
Videos, but
I got a Friday 13th video I'm finishing up today, and I'm gonna upload it tomorrow.
Okay.
Right on.
what's it about? Is it anything
It was
particular?
just me and my buddies playing Friday 13th. That's all it really was. It was
Okay.
just us playing Friday.
Oh, that'd be good. Why not? Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? Oh wait, fucking he's not in here. He dropped out again. Well, for those of you that didn't know who that was earlier when he first came in, that was Geekish Gamer. He's been wanting to come in here for quite some time. He was in our show before, and he's always a pleasure to have on. He's another one of those like we like to like sometimes disagree with, and we come to the meeting of the minds kind of situation, and whatever. It is what it is. But I just want to say thank you guys for coming on. You got Simo. You got to work on your channel, dude. I told you before, if you did your channel, I'd promote you.
Well, I mean, I do have a channel, and I am planning on stuff, but the problem is right now I'm just, I have a plan. It's basically just to work on a whole bunch of gaming montages and live stream at the same time.
Yeah.
And upload like basically all of them back to back to back, but that takes a while. Takes a long time to do it. You don't like gaming montages are actually very long. And
I know. That's any gaming montage I've ever done. It actually takes a lot longer to do than it is just to turn on the camera and talk. Like that shit is forever. But yeah, I understand. I just want to say again, thank you guys for so much. I'm gonna go ahead and end it off with these guys.
Do I have to send my channel link to you, like via DM to put in the description?
Yeah, just DM it to me and I'll shout you out over Twitter with it. Yeah.
I just sent there now.
All right, Brosov. Again, thank you guys for coming around.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Oh, definitely, bro. Man, whew! We got a little heated there. Can't believe how heated we got there. Wow! Rambo in the fire!
Up to that.
Rambo in the fire! Kind of got my dick hard.
I wasn't trying to like be triggered. I wasn't like what people are saying to the thing. I wasn't triggered. It was so.
No, it's all right, man.
He kept like negating his own point, like every single time he talked, and he didn't realize it. But then he wouldn't. Every time I try to like bring it up, he like kept cutting me off and kept trying to make a different point.
Right.
Well, it was so frustrating.
I know, and he even admitted like he really didn't know how to explain it right, which I think I kind of see where he was going, but like then I lost you guys again because you guys went off into something else. I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes, I just got lost in the conversation. Rambo, any possibilities of content coming your way?
I'm hoping so, man. I'm going through some personal shit right now, so I'm just hoping that it works itself out to where I can get back to doing it. And in fact, I would love to actually. I mean, the only thing that I would love to make a video on this whole subject here about the marketing thing. Mm-hmm. Being on YouTube is that you actually, if I rendered it in a certain frames per second, the cogwheel would show it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if I was able, it would have more. The video would be more impactful if I could just upload it straight to, like, say, Twitter, where there was no cogwheel to change the settings, and then say, well, what's my video running at?
Yeah.
Like that would be more impactful because then they couldn't actually, change the setting to see 60 frames or to see if it was there or not.
Right.
But I would really love to do that because I mean it's a very I guess touchy subject with a lot of people because I've heard so many people talk about like it should be 1080p 60 should be 1080p 60 and that's what they should go after and I agree 100% that they should. From the marketing standpoint, it's so much easier to market and sell 4K than it is 60 frames per second. And it's just a video on Twitter would actually be able to prove that point, but a video on YouTube would just sadly because of the options, it would give it away one way or the other as soon as you looked at the options.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get some sort of video out. I'm still working on that whole list between the two E3s. We kind of talked about it again tonight, like the list of the games that I have and how many were shown at each E3. Feel like where the state of like exclusives are going with each company, like is one going in one direction, one going in the opposite direction.
Pretty interesting.
Where everything stands, and I was really surprised by going through this that there was a.
Yeah.
Don't get canceled, or I didn't think they did. I always seem to find them on the store, but really surprising that a lot of games, especially on the Xbox side, the timed exclusives with the ID at Xbox program, didn't show up on the Xbox. They haven't showed up on console at all, but they were showing up at their E3s, which was really surprising. I never thought that I would actually. I figured that the big games would be the ones that I would see canceled or not on the platform. I never thought that the indies would be the one that'd be the biggest culprit. Did something happen? Because I actually found some that they weren't even released on Steam yet, even though they were shown up at Microsoft's E3 in 2014. And I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
Like you showed off your game, saying it was coming, but then 3 years later, you still haven't even made it to fucking PC. So there's a lot of interesting things like that. I want to see, like, kind of like what maybe that also could be a reason why Microsoft has kind of backed away from third-party deals, is because they don't seem to pan out.
Yeah.
I really want to do a video on that. I'm just trying to get it all together, and like I said, if all the personal situation works out, then I'm still working on it, like behind the scenes. But then, as far as getting it up on my channel and stuff like that, it all depends on the personal situation. So
Right. Well, I hope that gets cleared up, bro. Shaner, my God, man! Every single Sunday, bro, you have been skipping out on us.
I know, for like the last 8 Sundays. That's totally my fault. I mean, now I have some time. I've just been fucking lazy, and I gotta stop that shit. I really do. So I promise you guys, by next Friday, I'll have something up. I don't know what. It might just be barging into Brimstone's house and smacking him and running away. I don't know yet, but it'll be something.
All right. So as far as my end goes, I'm looking into my mobile capture software. I need something that can mirror onto my monitor, so that way I can play some of these games and record my gameplay, so I could do my commentary over it. Because there's been a lot of MOBAs lately that have been coming out for mobile that are actually comparable, pretty damn close to PC games. And I've been playing some, and they're pretty addicting. So for those of you, hold on. Oh, wait.
You're trying to say the PC platform is nothing but a mobile platform?
Shut the fuck up. No, I'm just saying, like, I've been getting into these MOBAs on my phone, dude, and they are fucking addicting, dude. Like, I cannot get enough of them. So I want to do some MOBA gameplays on my channel and do some commentary over it. But for those of you that know of any, like, good mirror casting shit, and I mean good stuff, I'm trying out this Reflector 2. And it looks alright. Like, it looks like it's doing okay. But I want to be able to do something where I can live stream it and it not taking a hit in performance. So if anybody knows of anything, please leave a comment down below and let me know. Until you guys, like, let me know what's best, I'm going to still be looking on my own. But that's what's coming to the channel soon. Oh, and I'm going to be getting the account set up probably this week. So we will be moving over to our channel as far as the Game Talk goes. And I'm actually looking forward to it. And I'm thinking, I don't know, I was kind of thinking about this, and I don't know if you guys would agree with me or not, but what do you guys think about episode 100 being, like, the premiere for that channel? Since we're on, like... Yeah, is that good with you? Okay. Yeah, all right. So I was wondering about that because, so for those of you that don't already know, yes, we already have a Game Talk channel set up, but we are currently in the midst of trying to get everything squared away on the business side of things, so that way everybody's taken care of. And not to mention, the channel is going to be accessed by all 4 of its members. So there's going to be random streams throughout the day, and I really hope you guys appreciate that, because this is something that we've all been sort of talking about throughout the last year doing this. So again, thank you guys so much for coming by. And just so you guys don't, if you guys don't already know, Shaner will be posting Rambo's nudes on Twitter if you guys hit that thumbs up button. Just saying.
Fuck yeah.
You can't be colorblind though.